Well, we're ready to go, boys. Tips and margins, please, before we get this one underway. Mark, the stats man, Owens, over to you.
I think that Shepparton will win, and I think Shepparton will win by about 6 goals.
Beautiful. Kyle Power, your tip and margin.
Yeah, look, the Bears by 23.
Hollywood. JW.
Yeah, I've got the Bears by 11, boys.
I'm flipping it. I'm going against all three of you. I think the Murray Bombers win today, and they win by 18 points. Looking forward to this one. Go TAFE Goulburn Valley Football League. Preliminary final day at Deakin Reserve. We do it year in, year out, week in, week out. We're here, and we're ready to roll as umpires start to scatter. That's the boundary umpires, and central umpires got the Shepparton in the middle of Deakin Reserve, and we're just about ready to get this one started.
4 on the wing here, boys, just in front of us. I don't really see that. Henderson, Stretton, Monaghan, and Lukey Smith
and Holland
starting on the wing.
Will take on Morris in the ruck. You can see Walker up against Rokar. Jason Welsh for 1FM to kick off the broadcast.
And Buckley and O'Sullivan in the middle of the ground, just really giving each other what for in there. Charging straight away, and maybe getting one high straight away. You can see the clear intent of these two sides right from the get-go. Nick Allen was in there, and he might have caught one high. Dan Willis had the footy. Did he get one over the shoulder? No, he didn't. Rokar won the footy. Cut off by Walker. Walker couldn't control it, though. Well done. Good body there by Ash Holland. Going in hard was Amos Farrell. He gets the ball out. Umpire left the whistle in the pocket. Ben Davies was huge last week. Out to Stratton. Stratton got it over to Stevenson. Stevenson out wide. Andronako found Jordan Butts. He gets a touch real early. Butts a little bit too far out to score, but he'll launch. He'll launch long. Andronako's got a tower to climb in Morris, who had front position. He got some hands to it, and through the back now. They should be able to relieve here. Dawn off under pressure. Oh, no. Did he get one high? No, said the umpire. Now it's McKenna. He charges in, can't pick up the footy for Echuca. Numbers over the ball, umpire in, ball up.
15 around from the Bears goal, kicking to the Skene Street end of Deakin Reserve. Umpire now retrieving the Shepparton. He'll toss it up. Players mill around it. Boyd takes the position, taps it over the back. Almost Monaghan on the way through. Tries to bend down, pick it up a second time. Walker, almost a throw. It works, though, to Morris. And then to Buckley, that man we talked about in the pre-game. Goes up to the wing in front of the grandstand, fisted away by Linden. Some really good defensive work. And there goes the camera. Oh, Win News wouldn't be a bit filthy about that. But no, he's up on board. The tripod working okay again.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
No.
Well, look where it is.
Boundary umpire will toss it up. Back in from the grandstand. Holland, almost. Morris takes it again. Stretton over the top, really close. Ash. The ball gets bundled over the line. Good pressure by Darby Henderson. We're right on centre wing position. We've played almost 2 minutes, and there is no score on the board, Dub.
Geez, there's not much of Lockie Ash, is there? He's very light on. Yeah. Certainly will develop.
He's got a fair set of pegs on him, though. But wait till the top catches up. As Buckley, now he's been in the thick of just about everything so far. Faked the handball, but Denton ended up getting it. Walker charged through. And beautiful fake there. Now Henderson, hands were good. But Mitchy Brett read the situation better than anyone and just put a fist to it straight over the line. Another boundary throw-in dig.
You'll need your sunglasses on Darby Henderson's boots. They are as yellow as you'll ever see.
Not bad.
Yeah, Hollywood called it.
Yeah. Fluoro.
Toss back in from the boundary umpire in front of the interchange there for Echuca. for Shepparton. And nothing doing out of that ruck contest. The central umpire will toss it back up again. O'Sullivan just seems to be wandering around looking to get some touches. Advantage paid. Here's a go for the Bears. Out the back, Davies. Kick inside, forward 50. Oh, and the volley came through there. It'll be out on the full. Very unlucky indeed there. Was it McKenna? Because Smith was on a long lead. It may have worked for him, but Butts has it. Shepparton United pocket.
It's going to be super tough. He could just about buy a pie and a hot dog from where he stands there. He's just about in the Shep United canteen.
He's not in the vortex.
No, he's not. He's on the opposite side of that. The kick off the boot looks pretty good. It hangs, it goes. It doesn't quite get all the way. Socket off the deck by Smith. I think it's a goal, boys.
He's got it.
I think it's a goal.
Yep.
And the Shep Bears get the opener here with thanks to Shepparton Optical Services. 1 straight 6 were played 3.5 first term. Kyle Hollywood Power.
Last goal.
Opportunistic, Kyle.
And danger, because when the ball hits the ground, you've got Lukey Smith sniffing around. He will certainly make you pay. It didn't look like a goal from this angle, but the players around the ball, certainly Shep Footy Club, are up and about.
And Kyle, Shepparton are looking really quick to me early.
Yep, they are.
They certainly look like they're prepared to play on and attack.
That's their style.
That's for sure. We'll get some inside 50s in a moment. We've played 4 minutes. A goal to the Bears. Echuca yet to score. Out of the middle, a free kick's been plucked out. It'll be a Shepparton free kick to Allen, the veteran for the Bears. Walker has to toss it back to him. So Nick Allen in the middle of Deakin Reserve looks ahead. He's got options everywhere. Decides to use the one right down the middle, looking for Holland, but backing back, taking a nice mark there for the Murray Bombers is
Wilkinson.
Beautiful.
The sword. And his kick cuts like one right there. That's what the stats man likes to call him. The listeners love it as well. So does Liam. He got it that door off. He went short by foot. Now Gus Burnell, didn't attack that one as hard as what we like to see from Big Gussie. Good kick, great recovery though. And
look at the mule.
There he is. Dan Willis now has the footy. We know how damaging he can be with that right foot. He goes long up in the Allen direction. He's got 4 defenders to beat there. He crashed the pack really well. Stretton read it beautifully off the front of that, but he's kicked dangerous across the face. Well done, Ash Holland. Holland comes in, saved the day. Now it is Benny Davies who's away.
Davies up to half forward. Bit of an ask here for Andronako. He's a 2-on, but he's the one that ends up with the footy. He gets it now, swivels around half forward, flank chip inside 50. He's not a bad one, looking for Smith. It bounced in front of him. Out the back, the sword. Wilkinson's under the pump from Joel Snowy. Brett's there. Out the back now, Willis. The handball's a little bit errant, but it works for Dornoff. The old 1-2 back to Willis. He spills it, back pocket, gathers it again, goes down the middle as centre half back. Risky kick to Henderson. Works out okay. Took on the tackle. It could have been Ping holding the ball. Advantage played Allen, and he goes bang! And the Bears are on fire here at Deakin Reserve. Great tackle from Holland. The pressure's there, and Allen just picks it up and goes bang with the advantage. Sometimes it doesn't always work out for you, but that time it does, Hollywood.
Oh, this unbelievable tackle from Ash Holland. Big man on the smaller version, Darby Henderson, whose body strength looked really good then, but just coughed it up.
The kick from Willis, poor, I thought, coming out of the back line. Why you'd go to the hot spot there, you'd head towards the boundary, if anything. And they've coughed it up. And they've paid the ultimate price, Hollywood. 2 straight 12, the Bears. Echuca yet to score. Morris out of the middle.
Goes up in the ruck there. Beautiful little touch there out of the middle. Well done by Gannon, although it was cut off at centre half back there. Hiscock out wide. Taking a mark there, Stevenson, who's had a really good final series. They have Stevenson, Rokar. Well, you can add his name to the list as well. He's an absolute beast of a footballer. And Allen now almost within range. This probably just beyond him here. Not sure if he's got the leg to kick at 55. He does go back, though. And I'll tell you what, you could have had whatever odds you wanted to see Nick Allen kicking 2 first quarter goals. He gets it out wide, and this guy here will get the journey. As from 55 metres out, almost is where the kick will come from Rokar. Wanders in.
That's the vortex, isn't it?
He loads up with the right foot, and I told you, get the journey, Digger. Did he just? Just fell on the line now. Andronako around the body goes bang! And the Bears are officially on fire. 3 in a row. And we spoke about it before the game, and the stats man was all over it as well. Just the threats that the Shep Footy Club had, and it was discounted almost by Simon Maddox, although he did give Shep Bears credit for their ability to find the spread of goal kickers, and straight away it's danger signs now for the Echuca Murray Bombers.
Hollywood, he kicks a goal a game for Shep, doesn't he? That's 37 goals for the year from 21 games. It's almost
another one.
2 a game. So
Shepparton's pace is really, really worrying Echuca. And they're flat-footed.
And they're fleet of foot in the forward 50.
Yep.
He's just killing them.
The defence and the ground ball of those little crummers in Smith and Andronako, danger.
We've played 8 minutes already, 3 straight 18. Shepparton on fire. Echuca yet to score, but they've got a free out of the middle. It'll be Noah Wheeler.
Yeah, they need a response here. They need a response, but I tell you what, Kyle, they keep going inside 50 and just being totally Allen focused. They are going to get cut apart.
They clog it up, but up to half forward. The kick, cutting across. Good punch away there by Hiscock. Fell to Denton. Henderson. Just a bit of a blind hand pass looking for Tenace, but was nowhere near him. Mitch Brett, clever kick under pressure, finds Andronako. Half-back flank now. In front of the grandstand. The kick's good to Allen. He stops. He looks for a handball, decides to kick instead, and he's got Joel Snowy Brett on his own. No, it's Matty Ryan instead. Butts all on his own, floating down. Should have no problem in registering their fourth goal, and he goes bang and misses.
Oh, no.
Well,
you don't.
He has burnt.
You do the Joe, the goose.
You love that.
He tried to draw. He tried to draw the defender there. And in doing so, he got close enough to think, you know what, I should just finish this, and he's hooked it.
He wanted his
Good
in
play,
two minds, wasn't he?
Mitch Brett out of the back line. The kick, his vision was absolutely superb, and it just worked. Echuca not manning up at all. 3-1-19, the Bears. Echuca yet to score. Almost travelled 10 minutes first quarter.
In all sorts at the moment. The Echuca Footy Club got to switch on big time because they'll get blown away in this game. They keep playing like this.
Now, Valentine wanders up to take the mark. It wasn't paid by the umpire. Oh, gee, that was really stiff. Davies off hands. He just goes bang, and it is home. And the Shep Bears kick their fourth of the first quarter. And danger signs here in this prelim final. And it's not what we came here to this game expecting. It happened yesterday in the KDFL.
We'll get to you,
I'll
Hollywood,
tell you what, it's happening now here.
Sadly, it's bordering on, if they don't kick the next one, it's all she wrote. 25-0.
Cannot give sides, particularly in preliminary final starts.
Their confidence now.
Momentum's massive.
Haven't even gone 10 minutes yet, boys.
Inside 50s, watch if Echuca got any at this stage, Mark, maybe one or two.
They have got one inside
They'll
50.
get another one here through Walker. Floats a kick up to half forward. A chance for Byrne if it sits for him. Fisted away out the back now. Here's a chance for Mitchy Brett. Left boot. Absolutely exquisite to McGregor. Now, I watched him off air. His skills are magnificent. He's got a goal a game average this year. To Davies, centre wing, floats the handball over to Snowy Brett. He's got Allen on if he wants it. Decides to chip to Butts now to Allen. The chip. It's an absolute training drill at the minute. And Andronako in the pocket has got the mark. He puts the arm up and says, boys, I'm going to take a shot. And he's going to do one of those round the corner kicks, is he? He was shaping for it.
I must say, beautiful finish.
He is.
By Davies before, and that was a sensational kick there by Nick Allen and Andronako.
Just lowering the eyes, real clever. Here's a chance. Andronako around the corner, not going to work through for a minor.
But in saying that, Cam Valentine, I think he had enough of that footy to be paid the mark. He copped one over the shoulder, and umpire left a whistle in the pocket. I thought they were a bit stiff there at Echuca.
Geez, they're in all sorts, aren't they, really? The Echuca side, not manning up, starting to get a little bit sloppy.
Steady things down a bit and take possession of the footy.
Long kick out of full back. Similar situation to where we saw that last goal scored from. Gus Byrne was having absolutely nothing to do with it this time. Just snatched the Sharon out of the air. Back in the direction. That's a push in the back. Surely on Linden, no. Now, Allen with an opportunity. Got the handball away to Gannon. Gannon now towards Buckley. Buckley's got hands out wide there to Walker if he wants them. His kick is a nothing kick. And that should have been eaten by Boyd for Bracky. He cops one, and, well, how he dropped that mark. Goodness gracious me.
High ball.
Don't you think Boyd should have eaten that for Bracky?
There was a floater, though, at the same time, wasn't it?
You've got to jump and attack it. You're a big boy.
You do. Boundary throw in. Boyd against Walker. Went the slap, didn't work. Buckley there to Walker. The 1-2 combination kick inside 50 out in front was do good. Rokar's there to mop up. The handball to Jonty Wardle was superb. Out of half pack they go. They've got Stevenson, who's got some real pace about him. He's also got McGregor working for him. Good smother, though. It really worked there for Echuca. Does it work okay? No, it doesn't. It falls to McGregor again up to half forward. Big one-on-one there close to the boundary line. Has it been kept in? No, it hasn't. It goes over the line out of wing, centre wing position.
Echuca are just jogging around like John Howard.
They're got to be real careful. They don't let this one slip in the next 5 minutes. 4-2-26, Shepparton and Echuca yet to score. 12.5 gone first quarter.
Jordan Butt's got some real legs on him. He's quick.
Yeah, he certainly has. And then Boyd went into the ruck there, won the footy for Shep again. Tenace now. He picked it up off the half-back flank, got it to McKenna. McKenna's handball was sloppy. Henderson was good enough to make it look okay. Now they run through the middle of the ground. Buckley's got it, right foot kick. It's a beauty!
Well done.
And hits up Benny McGlynn. And this is what I said also, boys, before the game. This is a guy, he's got to kick 3 goals today. He's got 3+ for Echuca to win because I'll tell you what, Tim Allen, he's getting absolutely nowhere near it with Linden. He probably even needs to kick 5 goals, Greg Sharp reckons, as McGlynn rolls in. This would be the first must kick. The kick looks okay off the boot. You can see the crowd behind the goal.
Cheer. Too,
he was, but
just faded
away. Perhaps just That light little Zephyr pushed it across the goal face. Mitch Brett will bring it back out. One behind now. They trail by 25.
You got to get return from Ben McGlynn in that. You've just got to kick those goals.
Midway through the first quarter, 100% Hollywood. Linden now deep in the back pocket. Sloppy kick coming out. Defensive 50. The fist goes to Hiscock. He's able to get it out up to the wing to Andronako. Floats and takes a nice mark. Look at his high risk, high reward. The kick's good to Smith in the middle, but he just lost it in the last second and let it go. And Valentine was able to get it and get it up to half forward. Lux of Fortune here to Walker. Buckley streams inside 50 and has kicked an absolute beauty.
Good mark.
Was
to the goal square, and it was marked by Allen.
Yeah.
Thought it was through.
That was a beautiful, beautiful kick there.
And nonetheless, it'll be a mark. It'll be a goal anyway to the Murray Bombers.
Yeah.
Your man, Timmy Allen, will go bang. Big response needed. The tool man, I like it.
Yeah, he's put that one into Harold Street, straight over the fence. So, good luck to the young kid on the push bike down there. He just puts it under the arm and he's off.
Simon Buckley would say, nah, I was passing that every day of the week.
Well,
no, you weren't. You're having a shot, but it worked off.
Oh, absolutely. It worked out extremely well. But what about the effort of Cam Valentine? Middle of the ground there.
Well, the drop mark by Luke Smith, really.
Well, that's
costly.
Exactly right. But it's
He just took his eyes off it, Smith.
But that's the thing. You've got the physicality and the presence of Cam Valentine. And that's what we said also before the game, boys. Echuca needed to bring the physicality and aggression, and I'm sorry, I haven't seen it.
No.
Not like what we saw against Kai last week. They have not brought that so far. They hang in there, but only by the skin of their teeth at the moment.
They get the all-important response. They trail by 19. Ball in the middle. Free kick again out of the middle. I reckon there's been a heap of them.
From Buckley.
Get to you in a moment, Stats. The free kick will go to Rokan. He just bombs it to centre half forward. Hobain Allen flies.
It's got to be
roving.
a free.
It's got to be a free kick to Echuca for an unrealistic attempt. And Cam Valentine, deep in his own defence, will take the resultant free kick.
Looks further afield. Eventually sees something he likes. He goes to it. And I'm not sure what it was that he saw, because Andronako filled the hole beautifully.
How's he playing?
Oh, he's playing sensational. No surprise to us, Stig. He kicks it now to centre half forward. They're charging the football there. Boyd couldn't take the mark. Now it's picked off by McKenna. Loads up, goes long. Allen's going to get the free kick for one over the shoulder. That's got to be advantage. It is. It's paid. Farrell went by hand towards Buckley. Now Morris has got an out number here. Oh, goodness me. That was a total mismatch, wasn't it? And one player's hit the deck there. Gus Byrne off one step. Kicked it up to the hot spot there. Absolutely nobody home. Picked up now. Out of full back there. Might have been McGregor out wide as O'Sullivan has the footy. It wasn't. It was Liam Dogood who had the footy. And O'Sullivan marks it in front of the Shep Bears Club.
Take it back to Johnny Wardle. Unbelievable attack in the footy.
Back in the pack against Morrison. We'll talk about that one later. Holland climbs high, takes a nice mark. Handball off to the running Joel Brett. Streams inside 50. The kick's perfect to Luke Smith on a lead. And Shepparton, their ability to just execute their skills under heat has been A1 thus far there, Hollywood. And Smith will line it up 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Jonty Wardle had Kane Morris, who's about half his weight. It just come through and just put a contest on.
Expect nothing less from him. He just attacks the footy like nothing else. Smith kick is not a good one. It's just off to the left-hand side. And through for another minor. The Shepparton Bears will stroll along to 4-3-27. They lead it by 20. Echuca 1-1-7, and we've gone 17 minutes.
I think it might have been, it was Hiscock who was his direct opponent there, but Johnny Wardle's run back, he's read the situation and just had the awareness. He knew that he had to get in there to help, and what a moment that was. Long kick out of full back there. Walker charged at it, helicopter punch out of fresh air, and he missed everything. Ryan picked it up. Now Smith again, this time across the face, and another behind for the Bears, so they're peppering.
He's pinging them from the near side and the far side, so Lukey Smith, he'll get one soon enough if they let him off the leash. 4-4-28.
8 scoring shots to 2. It's an absolute smashing at the moment.
Total domination.
Thanks to AJ's motorcycle stats, man.
Boys, clearances around the ground, 13 to Shepparton, Echuca 9. Inside 50s, Echuca 4 to Shepparton's 8.
Smith, there's another inside 50. Here's a chance for Hobain. Allen out the back. McGregor missed it on the way through. Burns there trying to help out his defenders. Valentine, Aaron handball. He'll get it this time, will he? Lukey Smith.
Got it.
Snap around the corner. He's just shaved the post.
Hit the post.
Look at the celebrations.
Literally just shaved the post.
Shaved the post.
There's the old high five.
4-5-29. He's had the last 3 behind lines in the last 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Could have been a whole lot different. 29 Shepparton and Echuca 7.
Dornoff long, centre wing position. Well done again. Linden and Gee, that's really stiff there. Didn't
Two
think there
mates,
was
Lyndon
much
and
in
Willis.
that.
Going at it.
Willis. Yeah, has the footy on the half-back flank.
Absolutely loving the do. How close here.
Right off in it.
It's a cracker, isn't it? Again, he's turned the footy over a couple of times, Dan Willis, and he almost did again there. Middle of the ground, high risk, high reward. This time, Echuca want to take on the corridor. Picked up by Walker. Spirals the kick up to the half-forward flank. Gus Byrne was in his back there. Johnny Wardle. That one was a free kick.
Supporters are
He
filthy
wheels
coming
around
in
on the
this
left foot. He's got Buckley all by himself. He could just about turn around and bang it home if he wanted to, but he'll go back and have the set shot here.
Start.
20 metres out directly in front. And must kick this one for the Echuca Murray Bombers as we approach the 20-minute mark of the first term, with thanks to Shepparton Optical Services. Call it home for us, Digger.
Crowd getting rightly involved in this one. Couple of umpiring decisions. Ticky touch with Simon Buckley goes bang and kicks the Murray Bombers second in a row after Shepparton kicked 4 in a row. Echuca respond 2-1-13. They trail Shepparton 4-5-29. So it's back to a 16-point margin after it was out to a 25-point game high. And Echuca, well, they've just slowed things a little bit, Kyle.
Yeah.
And they're back in the ball game.
Yeah, nice to have Buckley up forward, and he can kick a goal. He can kick his 3 or 4 and really turn it on. So that's a good move from the coaching crew down at the Echuca side.
It's back in the middle of the ground it goes. Now Davies picked it out there. Ash had to go.
Free kick again, yeah.
Got in front of his direct opponent there, and Nicky Sheldon on that occasion gave away the free. Out wide now, Buckley really starting to climb into this game, isn't he? A neat looking pass in the Allen direction, had front position there, almost had enough of it too. Lendon just extended the arms and, well, did enough to spoil Timmy Allen, but he's starting to actually look quite ominous.
Yep.
Great battle, that one, Allen v Linden.
Very good matchup indeed. There's no doubt about it. There's great matchups right across Deakin Reserve today. Boundary umpire will toss it back in right in front of the scoreboard. That has Shepparton lead at 29-13. We're late in the first quarter. Buckley to Walker. Walker inside 50. Good mark, Angus Byrne. He took front position.
And that's what he can do, boys.
In front of Wardle.
That's what Gus Byrne can do.
Strong as.
Look, he didn't have the greatest game against Kai last week.
Big upper body, hasn't he?
But the week before that, look, he was sensational.
If he goes back and pumps this through, we've got a ball game. So Byrne now crosses the 50. Bit of an angle. 45 degrees. Goes back. Distance not a problem. Kick on its way. Won't be a goal. It's bang straight up into the upright. And through for a minor. You were looking for the Wilbur post.
I was, yes. I didn't get it yet.
Straight and through to the Wilbur. 2-2-14.
I've gone early.
Echuca Shepparton 4-5-29. 15 points the margin.
Hiscock has the footy in front of the Shep Bears club rooms here on Deakin Reserve. About a 15-degree day, slightly overcast, but good conditions for footy. No excuses there. And he cuts the forward press apart with a beautiful precision-like kick. He found his teammate there in Davies, who got it out to Wardle. Wardle to McGregor. He turns the afterburners on. He shoots in the Smith direction, who flew at it. And no pressure there. Just happy enough to rush the behind.
Well done to McKenna, though, for getting back and cutting it off.
He certainly did. He read the situation really well, but it will be a behind digger.
Centre half back now, Dornoff kicks it out to the wing, one-on-one. McGregor just finished that big run before, and he's gone back. He's just a spring jack, absolutely quick as lightning. Out of the contest, though, Echuca get it up to full forward and cutting across. Hiscock takes a relieving mark for the Bears.
I wouldn't want Benny McGlynn on a hard lead as your main full forward. They're going to work on that.
Chips and kick and turnover. Big turnover there from Hiscock. He'll be filthy with that. That's a coach killer. And Timmy Allen chimes in and takes the mark. A double cherry bite, whatever you want to call it, and we'll line it up.
And look, we've been waiting for the likes of this bloke to explode in the final series now. He's got the opportunity.
Out the corner of his eye.
He certainly was.
Made a mistake.
That was a really high-risk kick there from Hiscock. Now, it did pay off last time to Benny Davies.
This late in the game, do you do it? In the quarter?
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Well,
just hold things a little bit steady. Allen, kick on its way, Dub.
Is a helicopter-looking kick, and we've had another Wilbur.
Post, right onto the left post. This time we've done the right and the left.
Yeah. Exactly right. So
15 Echuca, Shepparton 30. So they're closing the gap little bit by little bit.
Yeah, so Roe Hiscock was pretty happy that one hit the post there. Not his finest kick. He's usually such a great disposal. McGregor had it, spent it already, picked up by the sword. He can't break free, Wilkinson. He's buried with a tackle. The umpire's seen enough. He'll ball it up.
We're going back a few years to the old Wilkinson sword. Remember the ads?
That's what the stats man rolls with, and we love it. We've just continued it.
From the ball up, Rokar now to Reese O'Sullivan, providing good run for the Bears. Up to half forward. Brett stretches the arms out, takes a nice one. He feigns a little bit of foot candy, and then beautiful kick to Ash. He bends down, picks up the half volley, and kicks it into the man in front of him. He probably should have done better there.
And
big tackle on line. But it's a high one, and it'll go the Bears' way. 20 out from goal. Lucks of fortune there for Shepparton. And Matty Ryan gets the free kick, and Will Monaghan was the tackler. He went a little bit higher. Dan Willis just pats him on the back and says, bad luck, mate.
When you're falling and you know, it's hard. We see it in the AFL. I mean, let's play on. Just play it on. If it bundles up, ball it up.
Yeah, if he's infringed, though, I didn't quite see it. But Ryan, nonetheless, gets the free kick. 20 out from goal, and bang, she goes. Straight through the middle. And Shepparton get a response after Echuca had done a little bit of scoring. The margin now, 5-6-36. It's back to 21 points. Echuca 2-3-15. Almost quarter time.
You're just going to know that Echuca are going to really have to work for their goals. I mean, they're going okay at the moment, but geez, when Shep go forward, just converting and being able to hit the score. 5-6 they've kicked in an opening quarter and a prelim final.
Uglier.
Dangerous. Yeah, it could have been uglier. Look, absolutely.
But I will reckon that there's still probably 3 or so minutes left in this quarter,
potentially,
with the amount of scoring that has actually been done, boys. So ball back in the middle of the ground. Morris straight down to Buckley. He's been huge this quarter, hasn't he? Now straight back out to Morris. Morris loads up in the Allen direction. This time Linden got front position. Now it's the mighty mouse, Benny McGlynn. What can he do? He can turn the handball over. Not good enough, Benny McGlynn. Picked up by Farrell. Farrell, lucks of fortune there. Rokar came in there. Well done, Liam Dogood. Got it back down to Rokar. He goes long into the middle of the ground. Cut off by Valentine. Dropped what he should have taken. Picked up by Butts. Butts around the body. Out wide, the Bears are away. Over to Davies. Now to Snowy Brett. Snowy Brett will bang. Snowy Brett will finish. And the Bears will go coast to coast and kick another one.
That's a clinical bit of footy as I have seen in a long, long time.
Yep. And
unbelievable. From coast to coast, Hollywood.
Wow, just unbelievable effort from them. But, geez, Cam Valentine, you've got to, got to mark it, because sides like this will put you away. And
they are just slicing and dicing of the highest order at the moment, Shepparton. And they have got blokes like Rokar, Joel Brett. They finish. They are clinical.
Yep.
And there's 2 guys in their back line who are unheralded, hardly get spoken about. Jay Wardle and Al Dogood do it week in, week out for that footy club.
Kai Abram will be watching this, and if they happen to win the Bears next week, it's going to be one hell of a game.
So the ball back in the middle of the ground. 6-6-42. The Bears plays Echuca 2-3-15. They'll go forward again. Here will Shep. This time it was Ash who had front position there. Really good body. Oh, gee, that's high. That is way too high there on Ryan. Advantage paid out wide, but the umpire is actually going to stop play here.
Signalling an elbow.
As a matter of fact, sorry, it was actually on Joel Snowy Brett, the high one. Not the second time he's copped one high in the last couple of weeks. You might remember across at Mansfield last week. Tough as nails, this young kid.
Bring back the Biff.
He's got on the half forward flank. He loads up right forward into the pocket there. Front position Boyd. Well done, Monaghan. Desperate over the top there. Fisted out of midair. Now Davies grabs it. Pirouettes around like a ballerina. Creates the opportunity from the impossible angle, and Ash just snapped. And it went through for a minor score.
13 scoring shots to 5 this quarter. Shepparton 6-7-43, leading Echuca 2-3-15. Willis does the kicking in duties. Out to the outer half-back flank, finds Byrne, who's been pretty solid. That's a great mark. Out in front, up to the wing, looking for Sheldon. Climbing high, though, the veteran O'Sullivan for the Bears climbs high and takes it. Holland wants it in the middle of the ground. He ignores that. Goes to Stretton further up the field. The chip kick inside 50 is okay. Bending down, couldn't quite get it, was Boyd. Out the back, here's an opportunity for Echuca with a bit of run from Henderson. The handball inboard to Buckley. He's under the pump. He's gone. He was able to just get a handball. It's not going to work. Brett inside 50. Long goal to the goal square. Through
Got a goal.
They are just turning everything into gold at the minute. The Shepparton Bears, just like their jumper is, and they are turning it on. That was a fair goal.
I'm not too sure who got it, but it was fair in play. He's very, very, I reckon those ribs or win.
Yeah, another one of the red basket.
What a goal.
What a sensational
goal.
He's clinical, and that's 2 for Joel Brett already.
Yeah, kicked 4 last week, Joel Brett. He was sensational across at Mansfield. But Darby Henderson there, such big raps on the kid and his decision-making in that situation. Look,
handball to Buckley.
I don't know what exactly. He really, honestly, the kick was there to go at centre-half forward. Gus Byrne was leading out. That's where it needed to go, boys.
Ball back in the middle. Holland got down to the veteran in Allen. Out of the middle, Rokar. They are putting on an absolute clinic. Boyd just missed it on the way through. Out the back, Echuca have got the numbers there. And looking for a kick out. Sheldon climbed high. Probably could have got a free kick. Plenty of players mill around it. It'll be a ball up. 60 around from the Bears goal.
Snowy Brett off the ground. He's very sore.
Bit winded.
Yeah, a bit winded, bit ribby, I would have thought.
Yeah, it's his quarter being fantastic.
How good's this bloke been as well? Benny Davies, he wins another stoppage and then gets it to Smith, goes this way, that away, handball over to Allen, siren goes. And luckily for the Echuca Murray Bombers it did, because I can tell you right now, they had the opportunity right there to score another goal, and it would have been their 8th of the quarter. They'll have to settle with just the 7. 7-7-49, the Bears over Echuca 2-3-15. You're on the home of country footy 1FM and 103.9 C1 FM and streaming live on fm985.com.au.
Centre breaks, boys. Shepparton 6 to Echuca's 4. Clearances around the ground. Shepparton 16 to Echuca 13. Inside 50 zone. Shepparton 13 to Echuca 9. Marks inside 50. Believe this or not, boys. Shepparton 3 to Echuca's 5.
Goodness gracious me. You wouldn't believe that, would you?
Just some netball scores that are rolling through with thanks to Brandon Riley, who's providing them for us. Under 15s, Shepparton United 56 defeated Echuca 23. The 17 under, Shepparton United 45 defeated the Bears 35. In the B reserve, Echuca 40 defeated Shepparton United 39. So a real cliffhanger there. Shep United have got a team in every grade by the looks of it. B grade, Shep Bears 43 defeat Shep United 42. What a cracking game that would have been. So a couple of 1-goal games in the netball in the B reserve and the B grade, and we'll keep you posted with scores all day long. We won't be too far away either from getting our quarter time summary from our man Matt Brannigan. But before we do that, Kyle Power, over to you. How did you see that first quarter?
Oh, geez, electric from the Shep Footy Club. I mean, they're just playing on so much confidence at the moment, and really they're going to be hard to beat. Geez, they've got to turn it around, Echuca, if they ever have any chance.
Well,
they were, in a word, I'm not going to, I will, they were pathetic that first quarter. They just didn't have a crack. The manning up going forward from a Shep perspective.
And you can't do it against Shep.
You can't let Lukey Smith, you can't let Andronako, you can't let
Rokar.
Brett on his own. They've got to tighten up. There's 3 quarters of football left. They can turn it around. They've got the ability. But, geez, it's going to take a hell of an effort. Teddy Linden down back, unbelievable.
They've just got to chip away this quarter, not let it get out of hand. And if they can at least win the quarter, bring it back a little bit at half-time, say be 20 points down, then you can go again with a half a footy. They certainly don't want exactly right, Kyle. If they play another quarter like that, they'll be 10 goals down at half-time and game over.
But it's the physicality that was just missing from their contest against Kai last week. Maybe the Tat footy ground is smaller than Deakin Reserve, so it was more
getting sliced open today.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
They were too quick for Echuca to make it physical. That was the problem.
I agree with
that. That was the total problem.
That's what I mean. Like and that's the bigger ground is going to obviously expose that advantage, isn't it? Just having more leg speed. So they need to come out. I mean, it's probably too little, too late already. You needed to come out from the opening bounce and really get stuck into some of the likes of the players that we did mention that they'd target. But Nick Rokar's been sensational. Luke Smith, unbelievable. Ben Davies, what a first quarter he had, unbelievable. And then your 2 men down back there, the unsung heroes in defence of the Shep Bears, Liam Dogood and Jonty Wardle, unbelievable. Teddy Linden's efforts, fantastic first quarter as well.
they look lazy for mine, Echuca, in that quarter, and they certainly need a lift. With thanks to William Adams Ag. Down to you, Brenners.
Yeah, I was over at the Echuca huddle there. Went for quite a bit of time, actually. Held them on. He held the boys in. You can imagine there was quite upset Walks and Simon Maddox, very animated. Walker was unhappy just with their second efforts, and he was just demanding time and time again to punch the ball forward. And Simon Maddox, just as I said, looking very animated, and they've got the scoring end this quarter, so they're hoping to use it.
They need to use it. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah,
Thanks, Brenners, for that summary.
Yeah, you're right on the money. And look, at the end of the day, I mean, there is no tomorrow. You have got to leave nothing out there today. You've got to pour in 110%, throw your body at it, and ultimately this quarter here becomes so pivotal to them, because like we saw yesterday, I mean, look, it's a totally different competition, but same situation, prelim final. I mean, you could get blown away enough here up to half time. You may as well pack your bag and go home.
Let's get into it. Second quarter, can they respond? Walker out of the middle, tackled by O'Sullivan, was able to get a foot on it, missed it though. Allen grabbed it. Do they get the first inside 50? They do. It bounces inside 50 to Harry Boyd. Does it sit up for him? He tries to tap it back, looking for Davies, who check sides it to the goal square. It's going to be out of bounds on the full. But already Shepparton down in the forward pocket where they want to see the Sharon at the Harold Street end of the ground. Sorry, Cole.
Interesting move. Reece O'Sullivan started that second quarter on the ball. Big O'Sullivan.
So the kick now.
They're backing him in.
In the Denton direction. Now, Gus Byrne had to be good. He was. He spun around, got the handball out to Monaghan. Monaghan went back towards Sheldon. Sheldon out towards Tenace, who was good in the contest there, but Nick Allen, he's also another player that's just been so good. Have a look at those skills there on the half-back flank from Dougal. Done so well. Up in the Rokar direction. What a contest this will be here. And Rokar had him done cold there, Simon Buckley. His second effort's really good, though, and he eventually wins the footy back. What a battle that one was there. And now the umpire is going to pay holding the footy. That was probably a little bit stiff for mine.
Very.
And Joel Snowy Brett, 2 first quarter goals, loads up again. He's not going to make the distance up towards the goal square. Fist over the back. It falls straight down to Davies. Sockers it off the deck. He's kicked another one. Ben Davies kicks his second goal of the afternoon, and just nothing going right for the Echuca Murray Bombers now. And 8 goals, 755. It's a long climb, as big as Mount Everest now, for the Echuca Murray Bombers to climb that mountain that is a deficit digger of 40 points at the 2-minute mark of the second term.
Yeah, not a free kick for mine. Ball it up, Buck.
Yeah, monumental comeback from here, Cole. They've just got the run. They've got everything. That ball could have bounced any which way, but when you're on fire, you make your own luck, and Davies has been doing that. Walker gets the centre clearance going Echuca's way. Ball ricochets, a chance for Dornoff, but out the back, Lockie Ash. Beautiful handball to Xavier Stevenson. Goes to Reece O'Sullivan out of the back line. He's under the cosh. He was able to handball it back. Finds Ash. Just gathers possession of it now. Squares it up and finds Jonty Wardle.
They're just jogging at the moment,
At
Echuca.
defensive 50. The Bears are certainly running. They're running them ragged. Hiscock has it. Goes down the middle. Risky kick. It almost works. Needs Allen to go back and get it. Sheldon there for Echuca. Has to pick it up. Take on the tackler of Stevenson. Right smack bang in the middle of Deakin reserve. He locks him up.
If you're allowing...
Morris has just grabbed him and thrown him. Nearly gave a free kick away, but it'll be a ball up in the middle of Deakin.
I know O'Sullivan is a good player, but if you're allowing him to just have ample time on the footy,
free kick Echuca.
Pressure non-existent at the moment from Echuca.
Yeah, Kane Morris free kick.
Can they respond though, Hollywood? Let's see what they've got.
He's got Buckley out wide if he wants him. The kick comes from Wheeler in towards centre half forward, and have a look at the job that he's doing on Ben McGlynn at the moment. He's making the 2-time AFL Premiership player look second rate at the minute.
There's Butts now up the wing. The Bears have it. Jordan Butts, the kick right in front of the grandstand. He's got Rokar all on his own. They're just prepared to make space. Prepared to make space. Look at them go. Allen's one of them. Mitch Brett's another. Lockie Ash is another. Now Rokar in front of the grandstand. He waves to his teammates to keep continuing to open up that hole. They don't, and Morris climbs into it and takes an easy uncontested mark deep in defence. Handballs to the man with the mule. Willis up the wing he goes. Good defensive work, Lockie Ash. That one against Dornoff. And over the line it goes and out of bounds. It'll be a boundary throw-in.
He's one that's done nothing, Dornoff.
Yeah, absolutely. 8-7-55. Shepparton, Echuca 2-3-15.
Yeah, boundary umpire launches the footy back in there. Holland taps it down to Nick Allen. He can't
He's
quite
turning
escape.
back the clock, isn't he?
Oh, what a game. What a game he's played so far. And have a look how fit he looks as well. Rock hard. He has got a rig on him. Don't worry about that. And he goes well again in the contested situation and earns a free kick. The umpire was blindsided there because Andrew Walker definitely got him over the shoulder.
Thought it was a legit tackle for mine.
Walker Allen.
And look, you know, a bit of mutual respect there, I think, from both of those boys. The umpire resets. Now Morris scoops it down to the ground there. O'Sullivan really good in the contest but can't quite break free of the Walker and Buckley tackles. So another ball up in front of the grandstand here, Digger.
Morris and Holland tap over the back. Buckley there to retrieve it first under the pressure from Rokar. Could have been holding the ball for incorrect disposal. Rokar on fire to Stevenson, point of the square, on to Mitchy Brett, but he left it behind. Picked up there by Sean Gannon. The handball works to Willis. Now to Nick Sheldon. Does he go? The pressure is immense. Shepparton running both ways really, really hard. The kick further up the field finds Angus Byrne. He's got Tenace on if he wants him. But the Bears' numbers flood back. Now the high ball going in, looking for Allen. Linden's there. Allen, little kick. Didn't quite work. It was smothered. Look at the work from Dogood. McGlynn's there. Bends down. Tries to pick it up again under the pump. Tackles come. Umpire decides to ball it up 5 metres from the Echuca goal, Hollywood.
In that 4A forward, McGlynn's a leading target. And I can't have that. Allen for mine's got to be hit up target first up.
Well, they went long and they put it on Allen's head there. And what McGlynn needs to do is work at his feet.
That's right.
In that situation,
he's not
there,
a leader.
He tried to actually get away with the footy there, but he had 4 on him. Boundary umpire throws it back in there, picked up by Stretton. A neat looking kick there, although Gus Byrne makes it really hard work for Jonty Wardle, works his way to the front of that contest there. Now Sheldon's handball is to absolutely nobody now. O'Sullivan over the top. He's been in this situation a few times over at the Yarrawonga Football Club there. Turnover inside 50. We haven't seen that all day then. Just to launch at goal, and they needed something to happen that was special.
Nice.
And Noah Wheeler delivers for the Echuca Murray Bombers. He kicks their 3rd goal, and we talk about much later.
Left boot.
He's a quality player, this kid, and they're talking about him being on radars of.
I can see that.
Yeah,
good finish.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, you have a look at the size of him for a young fella, but he's definitely one that's on the radar for some AFL clubs in the future and could potentially go in the draft.
You were just about to call Dub. Shepparton were about to just kick off that halfback flank and go, and they were lucky Echuca to get that ball. So Wheeler finishes it out of the middle now. Allen spirals one inside 50, not going to work. It's cut off by Luke McKenna. Halfback flank, umpires waving play on, so he goes to the wing. Big one-on-one here. Willis takes front position in front of Stevenson, but it works to Allen, who's done a power of work at the contest, to Holland. Further up the field to Brett. Is that man running again? Nick Allen's been superb. Snowy Brett back on the ground. Another kick on his non-preferred, going to be coughed up. Spilt by McKenna. He has to go back at it again. Now he's under the pump. Andrew Anarco, slick little handball. Snap round the corner by Brett to the goal square.
Oh, no.
Butts is there. Snap round the corner, easy as you like.
Unbelievable.
And Shepparton get the response in a matter of seconds after we just thought Echuca might be making some progress. Around the corner, Jordan Butts, 9-7-61 to Echuca 3-3-21, and it's back out to that 40-point lead.
Gee, that was a nice finish, wasn't it? Butts just composed for a youngster. 2nd GVL game this year.
In the right place at the right time, wasn't he?
Right place, right time.
He certainly was, but yet again, Joel Snowy Brett, if he's not kicking goals himself, he's making all the play. He has become such a good player at this level. The ball in the middle of the ground, tapped down here. Dornoff was held without it. The umpire was right on the scene to advantage paid. Walker now to full forward. McGlynn charging at the footy again. He got in the way of Timmy Allen that time. Gus Byrne again just charges through, picked up by Buckley. Buckley's handball to no one in particular. Tenace had to go. He did. Comes back down now. Wheeler loops it out wide here. Walker from Fitty. Bangs it, right foot, all the way, drilled it. Oh, big mark in the square.
Good mark.
And Tim Allen uses his physicality like the way that we should. He lost Teddy Linden in that situation, and then there was a mismatch there in terms of his matchup. He goes back and slots it, and they get the immediate response and keep themselves hanging by the length of the bees proverbial, and that is all it is, because I'll tell you right now, they kick it. Should be their fifth goal for the game. Shouldn't it, Digger?
They're scoring, but what the problem is with Echuca is that they're leaking goals as well.
No, it's their fourth, Jason.
Okay, thank you very much, boys.
Singles to Buckley, Wheeler, 2 to Timmy Allen.
4-3-27 Echuca. Shepparton 9-7-61. Dub just having one of those moments that we have in games.
No, I just had the extra goal marked down there.
Yeah, he's got 2, Timmy Allen.
Yep, beautifully done.
So they've got 2 each this quarter, but the margin hasn't changed. It's still 34, as it was at quarter time. Big response needed now. Next 5-10 minutes is massive for the team in green and white. They trail by 34, waiting for the central umpire with one of the best mows around to toss it up. It rivals Greg Sharp's mo as we peer across to the great man. Old Mervyn Swervin. He got Tenace in the ruck against Harry Boyd. Boyd was able to get a handball, but it flicks out now to Angus Byrne, who bends down, picks it up. Little blind handball, works okay to Walker, who's lifted. He's really doing well. Morris will climb high, 2-on-1 against him. Could have been a free. Bouncing ball, McGlynn, Allen, Buckley. Ball over the line. Boundary throw in, 5 around from the Echuca goal.
And that's better. That's that buzzword that's going around footy at the moment that you love, Kyle Power. That's that chaos footy, isn't it?
Correct.
Let's just get the ball forward, kick it to grass, go forward at all costs. That's what Echuca need to do here. It almost worked for them on that occasion. Picked up Darby Henderson. Oh, well done, Liam Dogood. Put the smother on now. Benny McGlynn around the body. His kick was smothered off a boot as well. And it goes through for a minor score. So Rowe Hiscock will kick it out for the Shep Bears.
You'll find Davies deep in his own defence, back pocket. A plethora of vehicles around Deakin Reserve. Here to watch the prelim. Who takes on Kyabram next week? Backing
that's a free kick, Henderson. Has to be a free kick, Henderson.
Darby Henderson. Boyd climbed high and unrealistically gave away the free kick.
And that was very brave from young Darby Henderson to hold his ground against the bigger body.
We've got the perfect angle here. And these are the sort of goals they need to kick. 50 out, bit of an angle. But you're at this level, you're 34 down, the kick's on its way, it's going to work right across the face, hard left. Like a JW sort of, what do you call that, a hook?
Draw,
yeah. And to the left-hand side, it's Skeen Street into the ground. Another behind for Echuca, 4-5-29.
So they
Shepparton 9-7-61.
They go in the Boyd and Hobane Allen direction again. This time it works for them over the top. Matty Ryan did really well, linked up with Jordan McGregor now. Joel Snowy, Brett Handball straight over towards Rokar. Here they go again. This is the signature that we love of the Shep Footy Club. McGregor runs inside 50, lowers the eyes, but takes the mark.
That's just extreme pace and quality skill. Like McGregor ran from the back pocket there and just watched the play, and in the end he's the one that finishes it. Just lowered the eyes there. Could have had a blazing shot, Kyle.
Of the two, Butts and Ash, the inclusion today. I've loved this bloke.
Yeah, Butts has been really
real
good.
goer.
He's kicked one already. Does he kick number 2? Kicks on its way. Straight through the middle. The goal umpire just leans back and gives the double finger salute, and every time Echuca kick one, the Bears go bang, and they just keep that margin enough to a 6-goal margin. So 10-7-67 go Shepparton, and they've kicked 3 straight this quarter. Butts with 2, and Echuca 4-5-29.
And showing us why
38 points.
Showing us why Jordan Butts, he was included, at the expense. We've spoken about it a few times. Hard decisions made prior to a prelim final, but
2 already in
and he's been
and a half.
A really good influence on the game so far. Walker, just the biggest, don't argue, you've ever seen. Just drop Benny Davies like a bag of spuds. Kicked it to centre half forward. Wardle did really well there. Well done. Timmy Allen just bollocks his way through, creates an opportunity where there probably shouldn't have been one. Dornoff around the body.
Great
Snaps
finish.
off one step. He goes bang, as it was Gus Byrne, as a matter of fact, who kicked the goal. And a beautiful finish.
This is a cracking game. Just goal for goal this quarter. 3 apiece in 12 minutes of footy. That's a goal every 2 minutes, Hollywood.
Yes.
And, if it wasn't such a big margin, we'd be going off.
It was Gus Byrne.
Yes.
Who'd finished.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Yep.
Goal number 1.
So 13 minutes gone in this second quarter. 5-5-35 Echuca. The margin back to 32. 10-7-67 Shepparton. Both sides have kicked 3 goals apiece. Boyd in the ruck against Tenace. Rokar out of the middle. So they've got the height advantage there. Stretton. Smart little kick to Davies in the middle of Deakin. He can run and go. He goes up to the half-forward line looking for Lukey Smith, but he misses it on the way through. And big Hobain, the hyphenator, takes the mark. Hobain Allen, 35 out from goal, and he'll get his first crack. So the minute Echuca kick one, Shepparton go down the other end. And this is what's killing Echuca. Their defence is just all at sea. The middle of the ground, all at sea. I don't doubt their forward line in terms of kicking goals, but down back they are getting absolutely pasted.
Yep.
And they are at the moment, and Hobain Allen sometimes just seems to lack a little bit of confidence with his set shot goal kicking. Let's see what he can do on this occasion here.
That is.
Gee,
we
that
talk
is one
about
of the
Barry's.
worst.
That's the
like
worst. That is the wow.
And what did I say? Lacks a bit of confidence with his set
very
shot.
rarely right up, but on that occasion, absolutely 100%
This is why you've been in the lurch for 6 weeks, Nick.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Digger. We love it. We wouldn't have.
I'll be suspended for that comment.
We would. Nah, you won't be. We wouldn't have it any other way. Picked up there by McKenna. Not quite able to get away. Oh, there's a free kick here, and this is the last thing that Echuca fans need. Top of the goal square. It's going to be a certain goal.
See, goals like that.
Reece O'Sullivan gets involved in a bit of argy-bargy with Matty Dornoff.
Can't be giving away free kicks in the goal square.
No way.
Exactly. That's just poor discipline.
You can sometimes get away with it if you're 50 out, 55 out, but in the goal square, it's just
Wilkinson,
kills you.
Denton, Monaghan.
And I'll tell you what, this bloke won't miss. Matty Ryan.
Ryan just streams in, slams it home. There's another one in Howard Street.
It's his second.
Straight over the goal umpire's hat, and he's now kicked 2 goals. So the Shep goal kicking party.
There's fourth multiples.
Yeah, 4th multiple goal kicker, and that's going to be hard for any side to defend, including Kyabram. And saw Paul Newman down in the grandstand a little earlier on, and he'll have a very, very keen eye on this. They look even more potent now with Butts and Ash into the side. They are very, very handy inclusions.
I know what you're saying, but the thing for me is Kyabram will not allow that style of footy. They won't let it as free-flowing and just doing it on the bit.
Surprise, surprise, another football.
Feels that way, doesn't it, at the moment? Back out to 38 points.
You think Kyabram...
Well, of course they're not going to allow it, but do you think Echuca are allowing this? I think Stats made a really valid point that they're just outpaced. They are outpaced. They cannot keep up with them, so they cannot get the game on their... That's exactly right. They can't get the game on their terms, do you? They can't... use that intimidation factor that they were really good at last week, although not intimidating, but just really physical. Ball out of the middle of the ground. Buckley out towards Henderson, who's been good in this first half here. His kick inside 50 wasn't the greatest, though. Picked up by Willis. Willis now from 55, just has a shy at the stumps and kicks it out on the full. And Teddy Linden will be the recipient of the resultant free kick.
Back pocket. Linden. Willis probably had an option out to his left to handball. Decided to go to long bomb. Finished without on the full. And now Linden will just calm things down. We've gone 17 minutes and already 7 goals this quarter. 4 to Shepparton and 3 to Echuca. They lead by 38 points, the Bears. Holland climbs high, doesn't take it. Boyd, his teammate there, tries to handball it forward. He's getting absolutely poleaxed under that pack. And it'll be a ball up. 55 from the Murray Bombers goal. Morris goes against Holland. And misses on the way through. Willis is also there. Denton couldn't work for O'Sullivan. Could have got one in the back. He works hard. Reece O'Sullivan.
He has been really good. I mean,
he has been the linchpin.
And it might not have been that he's had 15 disposals at half time, but just his 1% work. He is just involved in everything. Physicality, his experience really showing in this situation.
Close to the boundary line.
Went off to the Yarrawonga Pigeons. Yeah, there's a little bit going on there. But
the umpire put the hand out. He was like going to lift up. He's going to lift up Reece O'Sullivan, but he tosses it up. They'll go at it again. The big rucks. Willis gets it. Handball up to Buckley was good. Now the kick up to the forward line. Could be a downfield free kick against Reece O'Sullivan.
Very late in that
Willis.
That heat that I was talking about. Brucey Willis and co.
And it'll be a free kick to Angus Byrne.
Yeah, look,
downfield against O'Sullivan.
Certainly nothing reportable or suspendable at all.
Walker's giving him an absolute...
Comes over and has a bit of a chat. So it's going to be a downfield free kick. Gus Byrne got one this quarter.
Got to kick every single one they get now.
That's it.
35 out from goal will paint the picture. We've got the perfect angle here.
Bring the margin back to 32, Diggy.
Yeah.
He does slot it.
Didn't go in the book, did he?
No, certainly not. And if they want to put him in the book, there's
street end of the ground. Angus Byrne has it all in front of him. Be a tough kick for a left footer because he might slide it right across. Kicks on its way, and instead he slides it to the left-hand side. Pour off the boot, through for a minor 5'6", 36 Echuca.
Nail those, don't they?
Size
really?
from Hollywood. Shepparton 11-7, 73. Back to 37 points. It was 34 at quarter time.
Brett thumping kick out of full back. Good attack on that contest there, Ash, and then works his way to the front. Second effort was good. Picked it up, looped it out wide there. Picked up by Stretton. Stretton back towards Holland now, who has it at centre half back there. The big Ash Holland. Another legendary ruckman just joining the fold up here in the grandstands. Paul Kirby.
Legend.
Former Harvey Norman Player of the Year award winner, and probably just a couple of votes off winning an Morrison. The year Marcus Blake came from Geelong and won at the Maroopna Cats. Kicks it, and it's turned over there. McKenna now a chance. He gets it to Simon Buckley, who's on the wing. Now he looks further afield, doesn't see anything he likes, so he pops back. And have a look at the work rate here from the Shep midfield to just get back and flood that back line and make it really hard. Charging at it there was Allen, couldn't take the mark. Shep numbers all over this.
Hey, who's doing everything right, just in the 1%ers, is Ted Linden. Just the one-on-one.
He's a week in, week out sort of.
Just not getting a lot of the footy, but just doing a lot right.
Free kick to the Bears, half-back flank for a hold. It'll be Stretton. No, it'll be Allen's free kick. Defensive 50, outer side. And what's known to be in the air. Allen has been brilliant for mine. Really, really solid. Finds Holland up to the wing. The big fella.
That.
He just loped after it. Looked a tad tired. And maybe that was the reason why. But the ball goes over the line and out of bounds. We're almost on centre wing position. We've gone 21 minutes, second quarter. And it is the Bears leading it by 37 points. 73 plays 36.
Boundary umpire launches it high back into the contest. Morris won it down and then went in to tackle. That's going to be a nothing play as the umpire comes back in, resets. This time it'll be a ball up around 15 metres in from the far centre wing position here on Deakin Reserve. Holds the Sharon aloft, throws it straight back up again. Fisted out beautifully. Oh, what great tap work there by Holland. Now Davies has it. He has a run. He has a bounce. He kicks it up towards Hobane Allen, who takes a really strong mark. Not paid by the umpire. Cuffs out. Well done. Well called, Digger.
Right in front of the scoreboard. Thought he had it for a split second, but it just spilled out of the breadbasket.
Almost Luke Bruce-like on the MCG.
Yeah.
Not paid a mark.
It'll be a ball up. Morris taps it down, looking for Walker. Didn't work. Dornoff there as well. Out the back now, Monaghan. The handball was clever to Darby Henderson. Up to the wing, looking for Angus Byrne. Right on centre wing of Lockburn's game. Squares it up to Dornoff. That's almost 50.
Yeah, it's got to be.
That's got to be. No, umpire doesn't agree with us, boys. So Dornoff will take it.
Whoa, Merv Hughes.
Yes, swerving up to half forward. I like it. Finds Henderson, who ran further up the ground. Now he's a good 70 from goal. He's got Allen on.
Too slow.
But he's up against Linden and decides to handball over the top. This kick from Monaghan again up to the forward line. Willis will climb. Burns there as well. Is that a mark to Linden? It touched other hands apparently.
Smart.
It will be a ball up, 15 out.
And smart defending by Teddy Linden. Sometimes in the AFL, they actually pay that holding the ball. But he knew he couldn't mark it, so he brought it to ground and basically gave the Sharon.
Need a goal here at Echuca.
Oh, they certainly do. Burn straight down now, an opportunity. Out wide, McNamara couldn't control the footy. Now Dornoff charges in. He's infringed there. It's going to be holding the man against Nick Allen. Free kick every day of the week. He'll get it.
And
50 to boot.
Tapping it away.
And if you're going to... Look, I'm sorry, I have to say something here. Look, the Reece O'Sullivan situation there before, that had to be 50.
No.
If they're going to pay this 50, you pay.
Yeah, they pay that downfield.
Well,
yeah.
Goodness gracious me. I mean, be consistent.
I thought Dornos could have been 50.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Reece O'Sullivan was the one who infringed that situation, and we've seen him. He's been a little bit heated.
Allen, middle of the
control
ground,
the situation.
Up to the full forward line. Hobain, Allen, it won't be. It'll be Rokar who climbs and uses him as a step ladder.
Just come on the ground too.
And he flies high, and for his size, he can take a really good grab, and that was a perfect example of it.
Now, I'm going to ask Statsy a question here. Would it surprise you to see Nicky Rokar win the Morrison medal?
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me. It actually wouldn't surprise me. We could talk about that a little more at half-time, actually,
So Rokar, to get it out to a game-high 43, drop punt on its way, and he has kicked a big goal for Shepparton.
Yep.
They have not missed this quarter. 12-7-79 as the pen gets slapped to the bench. Echuca 5-6-36, 43 game-high margin. Rokar has his first, and this quarter, Kyle, Shepparton have kicked 5 straight to Echuca's 3-3.
And also Harold Street.
How good's the luxury of having a Nicky Rokar just float up forward and take a pack mark? Salute.
But see how harsh the penalty was, Hollywood, back there for that 50. It's ended up a goal. O'Sullivan, he is playing the best game I've seen him play for years.
Sorry, you're right.
Absolute blinder. Clearance out of the middle of the ground. Gets it out towards... It was Stevenson who went in the butts direction. Now, the umpire has blown the whistle here, but it's only because of out of bounds as... The sun-bathed half-forward flank here in front of the Shep Footy Club room. They look very, very much so on their way to their second straight grand final to play Kyabram in what would be a fantastic rematch. Now, there's going to be
off the ball.
An Echuca free kick for off the footy here. Monaghan has a chance now.
Against Luke Smith. So Monaghan, half-back. I tell you what, I look here to my right and see a massive contingent of people barracking for the Bears.
Yeah.
They're up and about. Now Gannon with the kick. Important one. Finds Morris. There's not long to go. 25 and a half gone. Maybe 2 minutes. We'll get a report in a moment from Sharp. He might wave a number at us. Up to the half-forward line now they go. Allen cutting across was Big Ash Holland. Ball hits the deck. Chance now for Xavier Stevenson. Mitch Brett there also. Bending down, picking it up. Willis should have probably got one for high or in the back. Nothing doing, says the umpire. Willis asks the question.
Geez, they're into Willis, aren't they?
4 minutes left till half-time. Stick with us on 1FM.
Yeah, they need a goal. They are absolutely desperate here now. Echuca picked up by Willis. Oh, really well done. And then he just thumps it down forward to Gus Byrne. He got legged, absolutely legged there in that situation. Umpire left. Yeah, it was accidental, but at the end of the day, it's a free kick every day of the week. Kick out wide now, O'Sullivan. One-on-one situation against Denton. Burns him over towards Davis now. Long, looping handball up to McGregor. Have a look at the afterburners go on. His kick is an absolute beauty to Holland. Holland now by hand. Over the top here. Opportunity for Hobain. Allen streams inside 50, gets it to Andronako, got one over the shoulder. Umpire left the whistle in a pocket again.
Look at the numbers though, Dub. 3 on 2.
And how easy was the transition?
3 on 2 in favour of Shep, Hollywood. 10 metres out from goal. If that ball spills to Luke Smith, bang, another goal.
But if Ashburn hasn't tripped over his own feet there, which
Angus,
his father's Ash. If he hasn't tripped over his own feet, that's a free kick every day of the week.
Now an opportunity close to the Bears' goal. Kicked away by Monaghan, just pitches inside the boundary line. Willis went to retrieve it, and it goes over. It'll be a boundary throw in, 55 around from the Bears' goal. We've got less than 3 minutes till half-time. Big summary coming your way on 1FM. We love bringing you local football week in, week out. Now, the umpire tosses it back in. It was a bit lethargic, that one. But anyway, Gannon was there. The handball worked to Monaghan. Back to Gannon in the middle of the ground. Henderson had to go. Marks it. Now, he's pretty silky when he's got it. The kick probably doesn't... leaves me for dead anyway. Amos Farrell's there. Jordan McGregor picks it up. Look at the pace he's got to burn. Leaves Farrell in his wake.
Great kick.
The kick to Linden, perfect. And they're out again.
Yeah, that just causes mayhem for any coach. Just a player that's got that sort of speed. He's really starting to progress in his Goulburn Valley League football, young Jordan McGregor.
Thirds medalist last year.
Yeah.
I remember calling his name.
Well, you can see why.
Morrison medal Monday night.
Yeah, game number 29, the seniors. Picked up by Willis now. And he's just corralled over the line here. The boundary umpire will throw it in directly in front of the grandstand. We've played almost 29 minutes into the second term here, with thanks to our great sponsors, Harvey Norman Furniture.
Front position, Holland could have got a free for a bit of a hold, but out the back, Buckley from Sheldon. Buckley again, the kick was perfect. I've liked Angus Burns' game. The handball forward to Dornoff made him work. He feigns this way, goes back that way, goes up to centre half, forward underneath it. Oh, Farrell almost took a beauty. Look at McGlynn go. He's got to do more for mine,
Yeah.
McGlynn. He's done nothing. Up to centre half, forward, players mill around it.
Yeah, you're right, Dig.
And he knows it as well. You can see how
He's a big
frustrated-
name player. He's got to get himself involved.
Amos Farrell just
Got crunched.
spoilt by Allen.
Yep.
That is poor forward work there.
And communication, ball up, tacking 50 for Echuca. Morris down, Smith's there to row, but he's on ball now.
Ball inside 50 there, and that's going to be holding the footy. Has to be holding the footy against Luke Smith, not umpire in a far better position than what I am. Kick down to Sheldon. Darby Henderson off one step. Is this the goal that lights the fire?
Touched.
And touched off the boot.
How did the umpy see that one?
Well, someone has run over a Chinaman on the way to the ground as they were rolling down the Murray Valley Highway from Echuca, because they cannot turn a trick.
Jeez.
5-7-37 Echuca, 12-7-79 Shepparton.
what a
You're
kick.
100% right, Dub. And then the
that's
Allen,
50.
that'll be 50, will it?
Yeah.
Oh, I tell you what, they've run under a ladder, Echuca, or something along those lines, because anything that they're trying to do is just, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And now
I mean, this is turning, I'm sorry, this is turning into an embarrassment.
and then
Of
50
riches.
metres out. And Allen will line it up. 30 out from goal, dead in front. Pops this one through, and I reckon I'm going to go. I'm going to say she's over.
call it in.
Allen, drop punt.
Nicky Allen.
Just to the
Missed.
right-hand side, and he has missed the first miss of the quarter for Shepparton. 12-8-80, kicking to the Harold Street end of the ground. Echuca 5-7-37. So the margin, that game-high 43 points,
McKenna
right
Long.
there.
Yep, Gus Byrne. They run out of time here at Echuca. What a second quarter. Just there, it went the full journey of almost 31 minutes there, with thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture in Shepparton. It's 80 plays 37, 12-8. You can make that for Shep. 5-7 Echuca. They are in all sorts of trouble. 43 points at the major change. I don't think anybody saw this coming, but full credit to the Shep Footy Club. They have loomed as large threats in this first half, possibly even as far as next week. Don't worry about the second half. They're just about home here, the Bears.
Welcome back to Deakin Reserve 98.5 1FM. Preliminary final day. Who gets the opportunity to meet Kyabram next Sunday afternoon? Will it be Shepparton? Will it be Kyabram? Well, at this stage at half-time, you would be putting your last dollar on the Bears, because they lead it by 43 points, and that has been the game-high score for them for most of the afternoon. They had a massive first quarter where they kicked 7 goals, 7 Kyle Power, 14 scoring shots to Echuca's 5, and they had 2-3 at quarter time as the Bears are going through their stretches at the Harold Street end of the ground. Echuca haven't come out of their rooms just yet, so they have it all to play for in that second quarter. They did make a little bit of a movement, Echuca, but no real inroads were made. They kicked 3-4 in the second quarter to Shepparton's 5 goals, 1. So at half-time, it's 12-8-80 Shepparton, leading Echuca 5-7-37. Let's get to, with thanks to AJ's Motorcycles, Mark Owens, who's going to talk a little bit about the Morrison Medal, which is happening on Monday night at the Sir Ian McLennan Centre. Is that right? No.
Yep.
Where are they having it? That's where they used to have it.
Rissole.
That's right, at the Shep RSL. There you go. Marky, what have you got for us? Who are the potential winners of the Morrison on Monday night?
Well, this is the way I see it, based on coaches' votes and a formula I've done over the years. And look, it's not entirely accurate, but this is the way I see the Morrison Medal for 2018. Before I do the Morrison Medal for 2018, in 2017, of course, it was Simon Buckley with 20 votes from Echuca with his 2 medals that he got 2 years in a row. Jordan Williams on 19 votes from Kai, JD Hayes on 17 votes from Euroa. That was your top 3, and Nick Rokar made up the top 4 with 15 votes for Shep. Now, let's arc to 2018 in the way I see it. Well, I do see no surprises here. Jason Cole winning the medal with 24 votes. Now, I've got him for 5 best of fields in winning games, and I've got him for 17 votes in winning games. It's just those losing games. Now, I've got him for 6-1 votes in losing games that gives him that 23-24. So it's going to be interesting to see what he picks up in the losing games for Seymour, but I do expect him to win the Morrison. Now, Liam Ogden, he's the one I've got finishing equal second with Nick Rokar. So Ogden from Kai, the Little Rover, and Nick Rokar from Shepparton, both with 20 votes. Now, Ogden, I've got him down for 5 best of fields this season. Now, in the Shepparton Award, they haven't even got Ogden in the top 10. So one of us is going to be wrong. The Shepparton News or myself, we're going to have to wait and see.
You'll be right, Stats.
In 4th spot on his own will be Mick Mattingly of Kai Abram with 19 votes. Interesting point that Jason Welsh made during the week about that particular situation is that he probably might not get votes early because he's new to the league. We're going to have to wait and see. So that might count against him a little. And in 5th spot for Benalla, Sam Martin, who I believe will be leading the competition up to round 10, and he'll have 15 votes. He was red hot between rounds 1 and 10, and then sort of had an indifferent second half where he missed a few games as well.
Great work, Stats Man. We look forward to that. Of course, exclusive access-only invite event will also be live streamed by the Shepparton News tomorrow night from the RSL, a.k.a. the Rissole. You love that, don't you? They'll do a great job of bringing you all of the action.
Let's
making
see.
sure, of course, that all of that is working well for them. Hopefully, they had a few issues with that yesterday.
What Echuca's got in this second half.
Drillery it was.
The kitchen sink.
Yes, let's see.
Nothing less. Nothing less.
Well, let's see.
Talk about it. They've got a half a footy.
No, that's exactly what they need. 43 points is the deficit digger.
Got to get it to 20.
Starts the signal to some patrons who appear to be pretty close to the fence there, asking them to get off the ground so that we can restart things here second half with thanks to Dale Twip Volkswagen, middle of the ground, Paul Tricarico.
Holland will go up. He'll knock it down. Buckley missed it on the way through. Snowy Brett's house to his Allen. Free kick to Allen. Now they're kicking to the Skeen Street end of the ground. They've got a 43-point margin. Middle of the ground, Allen. He's got Holland all on his own. Or, tell you what, little Nick Sheldon had it all against him and could almost have been 50 for knocking it out of Holland's hands. Not given. Holland now will go inside 50 with a kick, looking for Hobain. Allen Andronako almost takes a beauty. Got tackled on the way through, got dumped. Now Amos Farrell check sides it out of defence, straight down the throat of Reece O'Sullivan. There's like a sense of calmness about this game at the moment.
Yeah, because the effects, Mike's been totally turned off.
Right.
But anyway, our
I was wondering,
technician
when
will be
you just
all over that
haul
in
in
the
box
box
and
shortly.
no atmosphere at all.
Exactly right. But look, again, and I'm not going to be critical of the umpires, but how is that not dropping the footy? Andronako runs out with it, had prior, tackled to the deck, made no attempt to get rid of it. Cole dropped it. Umpire, no free kick.
Yeah, well, we can do that all day long, but the reality is that O'Sullivan has the kick on its way to get it to 44 points. So first minor goes to Shepparton. Now that is a game high score. 44 points.
Look, full
12-9-81. Echuca 5-7-37.
Commenting on the game as it's seen, and I mean, you watch a lot of football and every single day that's a free kick. How it isn't, I just don't know. The kick comes out wide.
Kick. That was a poor kick.
It was a poor kick over the head of Allen, who was a long, long way out of his preferred ground, searching for a touch. Teddy Linden's done a great job on him so far. High up and under kick. Front position there. Should be a mark. No, it isn't. No infringement there either. Well done, Gannon. Around the body, up towards Allen, who's taken a really strong mark there. Almost a 50-metre penalty given away there turns around and absolutely butchers the footy into the middle of the ground. That is disgraceful. Picked up there by Stevenson, out wide to Rokar. O'Sullivan now over the top. They're away. This is just a gift here, this one. The kick inside 50. Andronako, really strong lead. Takes a great mark.
Be coming off.
Yeah, as good a player Tim Allen is. I'll be the runner straight at him. What are we playing? Just a normal home and away game. That was woeful.
High paid player, Digger.
Disposal,
that's not good enough.
Inboard, turnover, and Shepparton. Well, they've got an opportunity here. Andronako forward pocket. It'll be a tough kick. But that ball needs to search half forward, hitting someone up. Instep, no good.
Wow.
And that's been the story of the day for the Echuca Murray Bombers. They have been poor pretty much from the get-go. Andronako, 48 from goal. Long ball to the goal square. It wasn't a bad effort. And it goes through for another minor. So the margin extends even further now.
Yeah, so a little bit of a let-off.
82, 45 points. The margin. Walker doing the kicking in duties. Let's see what he can do with it.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect that. Long right foot kick. Travels about 50 metres out in the Goulburn direction. Gannon was tackled. Looked as though he was dispossessed too, so probably could have been a free kick going that way. It was picked up there by McGlynn, who works really hard to get the footy out, but Stretton ends up getting on the end of it to the Shep Footy Club, then spears it inside 50. Well done, Monaghan. That was the Tom model. He got across there. The handball now from fullback Nick Sheldon out towards Denton.
This kick's got to be
Denton
good.
now. Goes further afield there. Amos Farrell there, but Lachlan Ash read it beautifully. And that, again, is just...
no options.
It's not... It's prelim final when you're 43 points down, let alone... GVL senior football level, long kick in the butts direction. The two inclusions not paid. Goodness gracious me, I think that would he had enough of that one. Surely, Digger. Picked up now by Allen. Allen ducks the head. Dispossessed,
and
loses the
ball.
footy and holds the footy. Handball quickly off to Ash. Ash plays on. Right foot kick, won't miss. This time does.
Yeah, he just hooked it, didn't he? 12-11-83, Shepparton.
Comical of errors.
So 3 minors, Echuca 5-7-37. Not looking like it, as the Bears are kicking to the scoring end. As we've seen it, the Skeen Street. Now Walker has it in the goal square. Long ball to centre half back. Looking for Denton. Front position, got a shove. And umpire has paid it. It'll be a free kick to Lucas Denton. He handballs it back to Walker, who misses it on the way through. Has to do the don't argue. Handball back. Makes his teammate really have to work for it. They are making it so much harder for themselves, Echuca, than they have to. Rokar, long ball. A high ball to centre half forward. Punched away by Monaghan. Boyd picks it up. Clever little kick out the side. Xavier Stevenson's just going to go bang and say, this is how you do it. And out the full.
He's done the old J-Dub Moz there. Nailed it beautifully.
Poor kick coming in there by Stevenson. Thought he was a bit better than that in terms of disposal, but we get it wrong sometimes.
We certainly do.
I just think he rushed a little bit when he had more time.
46 points the margin here. This is potentially petering out to nothing, Dub.
Yeah, it could very well be, couldn't it? As the misguided torpedo there, cut off by Holland. Out wide with the footy. Might be Smith who's got the footy out there on the far centre wing. He goes backwards to Linden. The switch is on if he wants it. He's got Wardle, finds him. Now Brett's out wide. That's where the kick will go. It does. Now he's got Do-Good here. This is how you switch the footy to the Echuca Footy Club. Have not done this as well. Then they'll take on the corridor by hand Davies, and that was, putting him under all sorts of pressure, but really good, strong, contested mark by Nicky Allen. Nicky Allen's right foot kick up towards Boyd. That's got to be a free kick. Has to be a free kick. It is.
Jeez, they've lost the plot of Echuca.
This is going to be a 10-goal, boys.
On 15, Digger, the way they go. I mean, they've got to convert, but just they look not interested whatsoever, Echuca. I don't know what was said at half-time, but not enough.
No desperation whatsoever around the contest, and Shepparton still prepared to run and make space, create space, and put their opponents under the pump. Now Boyd, from the free kick, goes back and splits the middle, and Shepparton get the first of the third quarter to extend the margin now to 52 points. 13-11-89. Who would have thought that?
Jeez.
Echuca 5-7-37 with thanks to AJ's for the first time this Arvo, I reckon. Branners.
Just come to life down here. Trying to. There's really been not much happening down here on the boundary line, which I'm sitting right next to the Echuca bench, and really, I'm just surprised how casual and just how relaxed the vibe is on the Echuca bench. It's they're down one rotation too, by the way.
Is it almost like conceding?
Well, there's just been nothing when they've been getting when they were getting rolled before. There was just no urging from the bench.
I don't think they're getting bang for buck today. If I'm an Echuca board member at the moment...
Yeah, I'd be disappointed with the effort today.
Boyd brings up the 9th individual goal kicker for Shepparton, so they are just about all getting on the score sheet. There's Sheldon now in the middle of the ground, went in to win the footy. He did, but he was tackled by Allen, and
So
what a game. What a game.
Yeah, if he's not featuring in the top 3 today.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, the umpire... Oh, it looks like we've got a calf strain
Another
here
calf.
for Central umpire.
Well, that happened
Picked
last
it.
week, remember, with Gary Blum. And now he's still limping. Blummy, I've seen him before.
Yes.
He's keeping the
And
fluids
this is
up.
not looking good. They might need the stretcher for the
That's
umpire.
not swerving, is it?
No, Swervin. It's his compatriot.
Yeah, well, Swerven's going to have to come on.
He might-
No, Swerven's there.
Yeah, Swerven's there. Calf. Geez, bad calf by the looks of this.
Yeah, not good. Could even be an Achilles.
Yeah.
So
Just the
back-
way that he sort of...
just down to 2 umpires now.
Yeah.
Sam Woods is around the traps.
Yeah, he is.
He's
Woodsy, if
you
you're
know,
listening in.
He's right there at the
Yeah.
front.
Just
Front of the grandstand, just walking past.
suit up.
Might very well.
Wonder what
Woodsy
sort
need
of
to
applause we're going to get here.
get out there.
Hopefully all claps.
Don't think it'll be a large amount from the Echuca Murray Bombers fans, that's for sure. But anyway, as the umpire gets helped
they've
off,
gone a
and
bit early.
they've started play here. Nick Sheldon now has the footy. He kicks it up there, and
Look at this.
Mark
umpire
Angus
still
Byrne.
limping off. Really good attack on the footy. Gus Byrne, he's close to probably their best player of the afternoon. His kick there out in the Allen direction that time. It was weighted beautifully to him, and the mismatch there with Hiscock as Lyndon left his man. It was Buckley who got off the chain there and took the mark, and it was Lyndon actually tried to get in there and fill the hole, but Buckley should convert this opportunity here.
Yep.
He's got one. This would be for his second. Very careful on his way in, and he pulls it left.
Bad kick. Got to kick those. 5-8-38 now, Echuca. Shepparton 13-11-89. Margin 51 points. You just have to kick every one. And if you're 30 out, a little bit of an angle, and you're one of the premier goal kickers of that team, and you're missing those, you've got issues. Anyway, Matt Brannigan's going to be down there and just get a little
he's
check.
finally
and
off the
find
ground.
out this, so we've got a replacement umpire out in the middle now, strutting around. Back pocket, Rokar has it. That's the outer back pocket. In front of the scoreboard, floats a beautiful kick to Wardle. And one thing they have done
magic
today is
butt
as soon
is
as they
on.
mark it, they play on to Ryan, to Davies. They queue up
Have a
the
look at
chip
this.
kick to Joel Brett. It is as a training drill as I've ever seen it.
Yep.
Echuca, the witches' hats are out.
And that is it, yeah.
I haven't seen a game like this for some time in terms of intensity and want to have a go. They've just left it in the change rooms at the start of the game, Echuca. Quite hard to believe.
So Joel Brett will line it up for his third, and he'll be the highest goal kicker on the ground if he gets it.
Yep.
So 35 out from goal, almost directly in front. Great young player, Snowy Brett. We love calling his name. Drop punt on its way, and that's how you do it. It's as simple as that. And that's been the difference. Just the execution of skill, the willingness to run, the willingness to spread and back your mate the contest. And the Bears have just put on an absolute clinic today. 14-11, 95. And Echuca 5-8-38, and what they can do with thanks to William Adams Ag. Down to you, Branners.
Yeah, there was probably one of the biggest cheers of the day is when the umpire was getting carried off there. But he looks like he's had his right Achilles. I think he's had it strapped underneath, so it looks like he's done it before.
Snapped up.
Yeah.
Ball back in the middle of the ground. Holland slaps it straight down towards Gannon. Gannon out towards Sheldon, who's been okay for them. Now McGlynn takes a mark. Is he too far out to score, though? Got in front of Dogood, and that's about the first contest that he's won individually, particularly in the marking stakes. Long up to full forward. Big fly over the back, and it looks like it might be Willis who took the mark.
So he's moved forward, Willis.
So we talked about the potential of throwing the magnet board around.
You've got no option now.
And it might actually have been, they said, Matt Brannigan mentioned that they were down a rotation, and I'm feeling that it might be Cam Valentine, who's the player who has not re-emerged.
It's almost 10 goals. So you've got to do something. Willis snapped round the corner and has kicked
He's got
a much-needed one for the Murray Bombers, who have travelled here to Deakin Reserve to watch their side play, and they'd be very disappointed going home. 6-8-44, Willis is first. 14-11-95, back to 51. Kyle, I'll ask you the question, if you're the coach of Shepparton now, when do you start? Do you start resting, like just taking a few blokes off?
Probably
take the foot
halfway
off the pedal.
through. Yeah, halfway through the next quarter, I think.
Right.
Start putting your A graders cotton wool for next week.
Ball up, middle of the ground. Here we go again. It's about probably respectability now. 51 points it is. Nobody saw this coming.
12
a lot
minutes to
thought that, except for the stats man, he saw it coming. He said
6
to me just quietly, I know his pre-match prediction was 36 points, but he told me throughout the week that Shep would win by 40 plus. Well, it's definitely in that territory at the moment. As the footy back in the middle of the ground, Walker just got a fingernail to it, picked up by Morris. Well done for a big man at his feet. He now gets that out, back out in the Willis direction, and this is what we've been waiting to see. Well, basically all season. Willis from back
lead
to forward, and now all of a sudden their forward line looks to be functioning a little bit better.
I reckon he's a better forward, to be honest. I know he plays some reasonable football down back, but he's getting a lot of loose ball. I reckon he's more effective up forward.
So this
Lovely set shot for goal. You can just see now with his routine, he knows what he's about, Dub.
And I reckon this might be, I'll get it off the stats man, but the first time that Echuca have kicked 2 in a row all day.
No, they did it in the first quarter.
Thank you very much for the correction. Right foot kick on its way. It's drifting back, and I tell you what, it's another one.
Good goal.
And that is why Dan Willis, he doesn't want to lay down. The fist pump goes in the air. He loves the big moments, does Dan Brucey Willis. He's a quality bloke as well. And Dan Willis there just able to deliver. 2 in 2 minutes, exactly right. And that is maybe, just maybe, the slightest bit of a spark that they need. Still time in this quarter. They'd need to kick the next.
Still.
Well, they'd need to kick the next
unbelievable
3 unanswered to start with, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Well, 45 points the margin, was 57, game high. Ball back in the middle. Morris. Let's see what they can do here. Farrell's there, misses it on the way through. Sorry, it was Monaghan. And the players mill around it.
Well,
it'll be balled up in the middle of the ground.
They did allow Mansfield to kick 5. Was it 4 or 5 in a row last week?
4 in the final quarter. Yep.
So they can lapse
They can put
for
the cue in
moments.
the rack.
Yeah, they can a little bit, but they won't want to do that here in a prelim. Denton attacked the footy really hard there. Did he throw that? Well, goodness me. Now Walker goes one way, then kicks it the other. Kick up towards half forward there. Teddy Linden juggled it. No prior opportunity, did he? And ball goes straight to the umpire there, down to the boundary, with thanks to William Adams Ag.
Yeah, Dub, Echuca are down 2 rotations. It's Wheeler as well as Valentine.
Wow.
Yeah, that's going to be monumental just to keep it respectable. Monaghan, big wrapped up tackle by Lukey Smith.
Ooh, and that's not good. Not a good
Morris
look there.
Shoves him out of the road.
And that's because Lukey Smith's actually had a hand of
chicken wing.
He did the old chicken wing there.
Well,
if you look at it, some spotlights now going on in other places. Spot fires. And a spotlight was down, I should say, at the half back flank there as the footy goes out now to the half forward flank. And Dugood chases it, handball too hot for Stretton. Walker now has to go. He does. Handball back, really desperate stuff there from Andrew Walker. Now picked up by Gus Byrne. Byrne's handball was okay, but Dugood got in the way there. Now Amos Farrell finally clears it out for the Echuca Murray Bombers. Did well. Centre half forward now. Tim Allen's got it. Right foot high up towards Brucey Willis again, who got one bite of the cherry. Now he gets a little bit of separation here. Has a shy at the stumps, miss.
I'll tell you what, he's going okay up forward.
Well, he's 2 on 1 then.
Dangerous.
He's almost produced something magic.
Looks good.
But what Shep have been able to do is zone off and create that 2 on 1 for themselves. So now Hiscock to Brett. Deep in defence at the Harold Street end of the ground. He's in between the goal and the point post. And he kicks a real hook. Allen will climb high and almost take a screamer, and he gives away a free kick for a push. And it'll be a Harry Boyd free kick in front of the faithful that have ventured to Deakin Reserve in their numbers.
Yep.
And they will see their team against Kyabram next Sunday afternoon.
44 points is definitely enough, but even with the mistakes like that, Mitch Brett there feigns a handball beautifully, and he makes an ugly situation look pretty good in the end with a precision.
How good was
kick? Really good kick. And Luke Smith read the situation well. Have a look at how good his kick is, laser-like, over the head of Stevens and straight on the chest of O'Sullivan now, who puts it over to Boyd, who takes a little bit more time, sees something down the field he likes. Andronako misses him, goes out of bounds on the full. So the resultant free kick will go the way of the sword. And Wilkinson.
So almost at half-back, Wilkinson kicks it up to the wing. Byrne took front position out the back. Reece O'Sullivan, good handball. Effective use to Matt Ryan, then to Davies. That handball was high, looking for a teammate. Oh, like two trucks just going head on.
Jeez.
Ryan v. Gannon it was, I think. Then Farrell got it, went up to half forward, looks sitting under it. Hiscock got absolutely cleaned up.
That's 50.
You would think it's 50, but I've got a feeling he's not going to pay it.
Yeah, bumped straight in the side. But again, that's... I'm
Willis,
sorry,
actually.
but it's poor umpiring. I mean, a situation like that in a prelim final, it has the potential to really fizzle out. You just pay the 50 straight away and just defuse the situation. But anyway, he let it go. That was a very late hit, very late. Lucky he did get him low.
Butts now on centre wing, assesses his options and goes in board and finds O'Sullivan. So still on centre wing, he decides to just wait. So we've gone 18 and a half minutes, 44-point lead to Shepparton. Up to half forward, Lukey Smith just takes them on, puts on the afterburners, has a bounce, goes to the goal square. Under the pump, Andronako there, 3-on-1 raffle it. Kane Morris is the winning ticket.
Yep. Takes the mark. Tried hard today, Kane Morris, and he's done well to stay mostly injury-free this season. Long right foot kick is not great. You give a bloke a rap, and that's what they do, turn it over. Nicky Roca, he's got a really long penetrating right foot on him, this kid. Don't worry about that. But he goes out wide to a shorter option. Now Stretton a chance there, wants the footy and will get it on the half-forward flank. Too far out to score here. They won't want to just kick it long, I don't think, because Morris and Wilkinson, the two talls down there, so they just keep playing with the footy. Zav Stevenson on the end of it now. Chips over to Reece O'Sullivan, who's been huge today. What a great game.
Clinches.
Oh, unbelievable. It's the best game I've seen him play. I know I said it earlier on, but he's continuing on with that for a very long time. You know, he's a quality player.
So where the 50-metre arc meets the boundary line, Berry will kick it.
Well, he wanders in just over the dust of the 50-metre line there and stays near side. Almost kicked it. Goodness me, goes through for a minor.
14-12-96. Shepparton, Echuca 7-9-51. It's 45 points. And
Got a late hit.
that one.
Yeah, there's a couple, isn't there?
That hurt him.
Yeah, Dornoff, he's pretty tough too, but he gets up to his feet slowly.
So no 50, obviously. So it must have been too bad.
No.
So Dornoff.
44 points it still is, sorry, Digger.
Yep, true centre-half back. 45 dub. Now,
Thank you. They just
working to
kick that
Denton.
point on.
And the kick up looking for Gannon's not going to work. Ash is there, gathers it. Slick little handball to Zave Stevenson. Then further back to Hiscock. Does the old underground handball. Just under the pup there, Ash. And Gonski holding the ball against him.
Should be nearly 50.
And McGlynn has it. It's right on centre wing. Goes up to the full forward line. Linden flies high. Was able to fist it out the back. Here's Simon Buckley. Does the old dribble kick. And works. And works well. And Echuca get their third in a row. And they just crawl along now to 8-9-57. To Shepparton 14-12-96. So it's a 39-point margin. We're going down to William.
No, 2 for Buckley.
2 for, that's what that was for, right? 2 to Simon Buckley for short.
And Lockie Ash just a little bit of a talking to by Andrew Walker there, just saying
Let him know about it.
Get a game in the AFL first and then start throwing your weight around there. But I like the young fella's tenacity. Got right in the face of McGlynn there. Now Walker, out of the middle of the ground, slammed to the deck late. Didn't get the free kick, though. Well, Gannon ragdolls his opponent there. Picked up there. It might have been Sheldon down to Buckley again, who takes the mark.
He's held as well.
Yep.
And
I like him up
Are
forward.
we just getting a little bit excited here?
No,
not
not
yet.
necessarily. I'm not getting... Well, we need to get a little bit excited. It's a prelim final, but at the end of the day, 22 gone third term, Digger.
Yeah. Oh, kick this.
Must kick this. If he gets to 33, then there are 5%
That's
chance.
it. 39
This is
where it is now.
38's not going to cut it for me.
He's usually pretty good, Simon Buckley. Can he breathe a little bit of life back into the contest here?
No.
The right foot is coming back, but not enough. And he punches the turf and lets everybody know that's two really gettable ones.
The game's on life
Buckley's
support.
missed this quarter.
The game's on life support
Oh,
for
it is.
Echuca. They
It is.
needed a bit of a
Hanging
stutter
by
then, but
thread.
it didn't happen.
Gee.
So now back pocket Stretton, who's been a little bit quiet for the last quarter or so. Kicks to Brett. He's right in the goal square.
Quiet last week.
We've
too.
gone 23 minutes. We'll get Sharpie to give us a wave in a moment of how many minutes left for this quarter. I'd be interested to know. Stretton now does a little bit of running work and goes to the outer side. Angus Byrne takes front position. Well done, O'Sullivan. Was able to get it to ground level. Chance now for Boyd.
Good kick.
Long ball looking for Bart's 2-on-2 action here. Joel Brett tries to go off the ground. Well done there, I thought was Echuca. No, now Brett has it again. This is where they're going to kill him. Can't allow one over the back because Benny Davies is there and he will put it to bed. Snap round the corner, big tackle.
Gee, great
game
tackle.
saving. If they win this game somehow via a miracle, they will thank that man there for the tackle. I reckon that was Will Monahan.
Yeah, desperate stuff there. Had to be two as Walker shoved in the back clearly from our angle, but that's what we can see.
Yeah,
the
I thought it was
umpire
there.
certainly not. Picked up now by Holland. Really good work from a big fella. Shovels a handball out in front of Allen. Allen finds Stretton. Stretton now can just stop and prop and have a shot. 45 out.
3 minutes left.
3 minutes left. He plays on. He left Lucas Denton just the interview. He was napping, wasn't he, stats man? He doesn't mind calling in the interview.
Andrew.
Yeah, well, that's what the stats man calls Lucas Denton. Got nothing from the stats man. He's gone to sleep. Thanks to AJ's.
Just planning what I was having to tea for night, boys, actually. Just wandering off.
Walker will fly high and
well
Kate
done.
Boris takes front position. A beauty. Handball to Walker. Walker into the middle of the ground. Hasn't stopped trying. Either is this guy, Angus Byrne.
Yeah.
His kick into the middle of the ground is good for Dornoff. Now into the inside 50 we go.
Willis.
Big moment here. Willis, one bite of the cherry, couldn't take it. Ash at ground level, tackled close to the boundary line, wants it. In the AFL, they probably pay deliberate, not
They
here
do.
at the GV. It'll be a boundary throw in, forward 50 for the Murray Bombers. They've probably got about 2 minutes to snag one.
Yep.
And then we might have a glimmer of hope. Dub, call it in.
Maybe. Holland, double fist, punches it out towards the boundary line there. They call that one deliberate in the AFL too. Not here in the country, though. You heard it from Digger, now you hear it from me.
So we'll take two on that one.
Will indeed.
Boundary umpire in front of the scoreboard. Has Shepparton in front by 39. Can Echuca manufacture something here from the contest? Andronako was good out the back. Rokar, slick movement up to the wing. Butts takes the mark. Maybe it's Shepparton's turn late on to get one and put it to bed completely. Stevenson now drives the ball up to half forward looking for McGregor. Big fly, Will Monahan. Free kick's been paid. It'll go to Echuca. Half back, Will Monahan, the recipient.
Yeah, a bit unlucky there, I thought, Shep. And the
poor.
kick was disgusting. Again, that's so bad. In that
How many
situation.
times we've seen that today?
Kick was poor to Allen and he chops it off.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, Kyle. Turnover after turnover from Echuca's defence. McGlynn very quickly on the scene there. And he just pulled up quickly enough to not give away the 50-metre penalty, which is what it would have been. O'Sullivan's been massive for this footy club. He deserves success with Shepparton. Come back to the club that he loves, spent so much time as captain of, and Denton. The interview, works his way to the front. Now he gets the handball back out to Darby Henderson, who was really good in the first quarter. Then didn't see a great deal from him after that.
Dornoff inboard. looking for and finding
Got to roll the dice
Gannon
here.
there.
It is Gannon.
Yep, up to the wing he goes. Burn, big punch away by Harry Boyd. There's Henderson again. Oh, tucks it under the arm. Slick handball to Gannon. He missed it. He wasn't ready for it. Now Brett has it to Smith. Smith, little flippy handball. Look at this movement to Davies. Then on to Stratton. And to go game over. Not going to happen because the kick goes to the goal square.
And that could just about do it anyway, because that's a three-quarter time siren. And we talked about mountains. Well, I don't know what's any taller as far as Earth is concerned, because wowee, 14-13-97. It is a 39-point lead here to the Shep Footy Club over Echuca. 8-10-58. They're down a couple of rotations. It all leans towards the Harold Street end of Deakin Reserve. They want another crack at Kyabram, and it looks very much so like they're going to get it here at Deakin Reserve on 1FM Live and Local and 103.9 Seymour FM. Stick around, last quarter up after this.
Welcome back to Deakin Reserve. Three-quarter time in the preliminary final here between Shepparton and Echuca. The score reads Shepparton 14-13-97. Leading Echuca 8-10-58. That quarter went 27 minutes. And in that quarter, Shepparton kicked 2 goals 5 to Echuca's 3 goals 3. So Echuca actually won that quarter, boys. Goal kickers for you before we get to Statsy. Joel Brett has 3. Matty Ryan has 2. Butts has 2. Davies has 2. And then singles to Boyd, Rokar, Andronako, Allen and Smith. And for Echuca, 2s to Buckley and Willis. Willis's 2 came in that quarter. Tim Allen also has 2. And singles to Byrne and Noah Wheeler, who has not resumed since half-time. Statsman with thanks to AJ's Motorcycles. Over to you.
No worries, boys. Let's have a look at it. The centre breaks up. Shepparton 13 to Echuca's 12. Clearances around the ground. Shepparton 45 to Echuca's 40. Inside 50 zones, Shepparton 40 to Echuca's 34. Marks inside 50, Shepparton 13 to Echuca's 10.
Great stuff there. Have they any hope whatsoever, Hollywood?
Nah, no chance.
Malcolm Turnbull would have more hope of getting the Liberal leadership back.
Yeah, I just think they've just been completely outplayed, haven't really come to play.
They might kick goals, but Shep will kick goals as well.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yep.
Like, defensively, they just haven't brought anything today to really limit Shepparton's ability to score. Yep. Shep has done... Yeah, scoring seems to be... I mean, at the same time, that third quarter, they only reduced them to 2 goals, but 2 goals 5. Shep kick a bit straighter, and...
Game was over the first 10 minutes, really, when they banged on 4 straight, and you thought, well, what are they going to do at Echuca?
No response.
They haven't done anything, so it's a disappointing way to finish the as we get some. Just, geez, I don't know if this is coming across, but that's some real stuff happening down there. Have the belief, Digger.
This is innovative, new.
No, it's not coming from us. It's actually coming from Adam Watkins down in the truck there, which is...
we can't... Simon Maddox is... Something's going on, but anyway, they're up and about. Echuca
they certainly are. With thanks to William Adams Ag, we'll take this opportunity now to please cross down to Matt Branigan.
Yep, just listening in to the Bears huddle there with Sean Harrop's address, and he gave him half a tick for that quarter. I think they went a bit stagnant and their accountability dropped off, so expect a big response from them this quarter.
Yeah, we
put
will.
It to bed.
Certainly will.
Yeah.
I think we need a big response from them as well. They did get beaten by Echuca in that quarter there, as Digger mentioned. They kicked a little bit more accurately, then that certainly would have been different, but ultimately they've lost the quarter by 4 points.
Yep.
And Echuca are down the 2 rotations, really big rotations as well, with Noah Wheeler and Cam Valentine both not reappearing after half-time. As a matter of fact, I'd be going out there and saying that Cam Valentine probably after quarter time.
Yep.
Pretty much unsighted. So not quite sure. There was a big moment there in the middle of the ground where Valentine really attacked the footy.
Yep.
Maybe it was in that particular moment there. There was some contact that perhaps he landed a little bit awkwardly. Anyway, played no further part in the game. So not only is the scoreboard against them, but pretty much everything else is as well. And they're going to need, more than a miracle to get up and win this game of football, Kyle Power.
Yeah, look, Sheps, you mentioned Digger before when they start sort of thinking about putting their stars on ice. You probably, I don't know, if they can bang on a couple, 3 early quick ones to the Bears, you'd probably start to think rotations, have, rest forward for Ash Holland maybe. I'd be certainly looking after a Nicky Allen. Dave Stretton looks a little bit sore. He hasn't been up to his normal standards the last couple of weeks. I'm not too sure what's with him, but there's an opportunity for him now.
Kitchen sink. Let's see what they've got at Echuca. They've talked it at 3/4 time now. They've got to produce it. Morris out of the middle, just bullocks it forward. Bit of a shove there on Linden. Strolling through Henderson. Can they get an early start? The kick up to full forward is a scrubby one. Mitch Brett does it beautifully. He just left Willis behind. He wanted the footy a little bit more than what Willis wanted it, and he works it out to O'Sullivan up to the wing at ground level. It hit Butts on the shin. It ricochets to Stretton. O'Sullivan's under the pump. Could have been holding the pill. Butts with the handball back, looking for Stretton. Missed on the way through. I'll tell you what, Teddy Linden just lined that one up like an NFL field goal kicker, and he missed it on the way through. Walker up to half forward. Underneath it was Sheldon, and the ball gets fisted over by Do Good for a boundary throw in 70 from goal. And just that, see which way that momentum swings in this first few minutes. But Echuca just look a little bit more desperate, and so they should be.
Yeah, they need to be. As the boundary umpire launches it back in there, Holland fisted it over the top. Walker extricates it. He handballs it almost to himself there. Could have been held for holding the ball. As he did the full 360 with Rowan Hiscock swinging him around by his jumper, and it'll be a ball up instead, directly in front of the commentary position here. Deakin Reserve grandstand side, Kyle Power.
Boundary umpire, very big rig. He's fit as a fiddle, J-Dub. Great throw.
Was that over the shoulder there to Sheldon? No, he wanted it. The kick went up towards the half-forward flank there. Now Buckley, it just wouldn't bounce his way, would it? Nothing's gone their way today. Then Monahan sticks it out of bounds on the full, and there's some babies there.
I reckon Buckley's missed it.
That's nearly hit
the bounce.
It's nearly hit the baby's pram, that footy.
Correct.
Stretton now, half back. I thought Buckley wasn't so much the bounce, he just missed it. Having one of those days, Simon Buckley. Up to the wing it goes. They'll fly. I'll tell you what, Holland was 1 against 3 and almost pulled down the mark. O'Sullivan's been superb. Really good handball to the other man who's been superb in Allen. Then across to Stevenson, who's been good. To Rokar to ice the game. Kick on board's a beauty.
Good player.
That's a really good finish from Nicky Rokar, and the crowd certainly enjoyed it. And that is the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. 15-13. They crack a ton. 103. Rokar now has 2, and Echuca 8-10-58. The margin out to 45 points. And we've only travelled 2 minutes.
He's unbelievable, isn't he? And another player that we've seen grow across the journey now of 113 games he's played.
There's a run from Reece O'Sullivan. I tell you,
and the handball.
Turning back the clock. Allen and O'Sullivan.
Oh, big time. And in the middle of the ground again, O'Sullivan sticks his head over the footy. He can't quite escape with it this time. But also the ability for Rokar to turn the afterburners on and then just be able to settle and finish. That is all class. And that's almost Simon Buckley-like, isn't it, at his best? He's far from that today, unfortunately, Simon Buckley. Has the ball back in the middle of the ground there. Morris tapped it straight down. Sheldon loaded up, went long inside 50. Now Gannon's there. He can't quite gather it. Now it will be Hiscock who loses it. Now Sheldon did really well there. Allen picks it up around his body, high up and under kick. Willis is there. McGlynn went down and he just stayed there. Did big Brucey Willis.
Good mark from
Claim
Brucey.
the mark.
That was a good, strong contested grab by Willis.
And this is why I've said nearly every time we broadcast Echuca, I love to see him up forward. I reckon he's a natural forward.
I think they like him down back, but I reckon sometimes you've got to swing him forward, like you said, Kyle. This is what he can do.
And particularly when his disposal's been off. Like in the first half, he turned the footy over twice.
You just look at his routine.
Great mark, but now he's got to kick it.
And he knows what to do as a goal kicker.
So Willis, 25 out, bit of an angle, bit of a Josh Kennedy-like stutter. Drop punt on its way, and I tell you what, he's been off. The whole footy team club has been off today. Really poor. 8-11-59, the Murray Bombers, Echuca. to Shepparton, 15-13, 103. So if you're any chance, you just got to kick those. 44 points now the margin, and any opportunity of some momentum has just been lost through that kick.
Yeah, well, he had the Josh Kennedy stutter, like you said, and I think there was a few giggles out of the Shep United, well, nothing to do with the Shep United Footy Club, but certainly from down in that area, and it might have actually put him off at the end there, and he just dragged it left as the kick from Mitch Brett is to a contest of many players. Eventually Nick Allen wins the hard one, gets it to Butts, all body there from Walker, straight on to Smith, didn't like it, got up, and there's a bit going on afterwards, but it doesn't matter because Darby Henderson gets it now, and the umpire hasn't played it.
No, he said it bounced.
He said that it's hit the turf there, and unfortunately we don't have the luxury of the replay.
There's a bit of niggle out there as well with Dan Willis, which Kyle mentioned before. Tossed up, 45 from the Echuca goal. Allen is there, roving it after the Holland backhander. Or Farrell, not sure why he played on. Maybe thought it was touch, but it works out okay. Morris has it now out the back of the pack. Sells a little bit of candy and goes long to the forward pocket. Willis will fly. Good spoil by Linden. And it has gone over the line and out of bounds. 25 around from the Echuca goal. They trail by 44 points. Shepparton have booked themselves a ticket, I reckon, into the big dance next Sunday afternoon from around 2:15 p.m. And we'll have it live here on 1FM as we have the last however many years. JW, you might be able to help us out there.
Yeah, it'd have to be close to 30.
I was going to say 20, but 30.
No, it's over 20 years, mate. So, and that's how you get repaid.
Week in, week out.
Yep, pretty disappointing. But anyway, we'll move straight on from that as Hiscott not wanting to give it back. And our friend Swerve and Mervyn
with the best mow in town.
He's got the best. Don't worry about that. And
yeah, Greg Sharp's got a bit of work to do to match that mow.
Yeah, I don't think he's interested.
No, I'll just put it out there.
Yeah, no.
And Damos Farrell, Dub, 10 metres out from goal.
Yeah, we'll kick it.
I reckon he'll miss.
Do you?
Yep.
Okay, there you go.
10 metres out, bit of an angle. And he's drilled it. I've mozzed him into kicking it. We've done the reverse moz.
What did you say?
Well done to Farrell. 9-11.
Very rarely you're right, Dub, is what you said earlier on.
True. You weren't happy with that, were you?
Well, it's
like
a bit of a sledge.
Wasps.
Yeah, it's not the nicest thing to say to a so-called mate. But anyway, we'll just continue to push on here. There's a heartbeat at the Murray Bombers. 38 points.
No heartbeat, Dub.
It's 7 gone. Plenty of time left.
It is a corpse.
Yeah, only need to kick 8 straight. A little life back into it, thanks to Shepparton Optical Services.
9-11-65 Echuca, Shepparton 15-13, 103. That's to 38 points.
Umpire launches the footy back up here. Won by Rokar. What a game he's played there. Straight to O'Sullivan. Now,
free kick Echuca in the middle.
No, I think it's Shepparton that's actually getting the free kick.
Sorry.
It is. But the umpire did point that, you're absolutely on the money there. As Stretton went out towards half forward. Now Joel Snowy, Brett, he's been quiet for a while, Joel Snowy. He kicks it up towards full forward there. Chasing it out hard was Luke Smith. He picks it up there. He's tackled, and that's in the back, is it? Yeah, the umpire had to pay the free there. And he did.
Total inside 50s from Eustace. Because I reckon every time Shep go forward, something happens in terms of a score.
Intensity was really good there. Statsman, sorry, with thanks to AJ's.
45 to Shepparton for the match inside 50s to Echuca 39.
Okay, so percentage-wise, 28 scores out of 45. They're scoring nearly every second time they go in.
And Echuca's had no excuses. They've gotten it inside 50. It's on as if they've been starved of opportunity.
That's it. You shouldn't see a 38-point differential when the stats match up like that, as Smith's kick looks okay off the boot, just drifts across the face. Back out to 39 points at the 8.5-minute mark of the final term here, with thanks to Shepparton Optical Services.
So kicking in duties, responsibility goes to Andrew Walker yet again. He swivels the Sharon around in his palms and now drills a low ball to Dornoff. Now Dornoff out to half back, finds Monaghan. Denton got it. No, missed it. Poor effort there by Big Lucas. The ball goes over the line and out of bounds. He bends over and...
bit sore.
Yeah, but that was... Should have marked that. But it's easy from up here, isn't it? Boundary throw in, centre wing position. Holland in the ruck against Morris.
Throws it in. What a great contest it's been between these two boys today. Davies loads up long, cut off there by the sword. Wilkinson, right foot up now towards centre wing position, front position there, and that's really good work there by Walker. Worked his way to the front of that pack well, held the footy, middle of the ground, Gannon, out wide now, Willis, one-on-one with Linden again, he got it. And two old mates.
Studs up.
Yeah. Two old mates there going.
In soccer parlance, you'd be off.
Yeah, they'll
head
have
to
a
head.
real laugh about that.
Well, I can tell you right now that...
well, what about a mark? That's a fair mark.
But in terms of who's won this
I
contest
think
in the
he's
second
enjoying
half...
this, Willis. He's enjoying this contest against Linden.
Oh, of course he is.
Well, before that possession from Gannon, I thought he'd been abducted by aliens today. He has just done nothing.
Okay.
Willis now, the little stutter, got to kick this one.
He's got that.
And he does.
And see the routine there. No Josh Kennedy.
That's right.
Flintstones.
Zero. Goodness me, the old feet just go. Yeah, remember that.
Echuca 10-11-71, Shepparton 15-14-104. The margin back to 33. We'd have to go back to the first quarter, I reckon, to get it that close.
Dub still reckon they're a sniff.
Yeah.
Oh, well, never know.
Well,
The sense of occasion, why not? We'll go out there. Probably no hope.
11
tell you
minutes
what,
gone, but it's back to
going
33.
right off it.
And they're all second half goals from Willis now. Out of the middle of the ground again. Gannon over the top to Sheldon. Sheldon now to Gus Burns. Going to get cut off by Mitchie Brett. Played on real quick. Went out wide. Very, very wide indeed. Zav Stevenson chases it out wide towards the line. And just a little bit distracted there for a moment, Digger, as it looked as though it would end up being deliberate had it gone out of bounds. There was a little bit of desperation about that set play there, but the umpire balls it in as the footy goes over the line.
Punched down by Morris. They go at it again. Look at Allen. He's just been unbelievable in the contest. He gets it, but Henderson was there. The handball was poor. Oh, missed it on the way through there. It might have been Stevenson. Big tackle put on him by McNamara. And it'll be a ball up 52 metres from the Echuca goal.
Yeah, he took his eyes off it just for a moment
Can
there.
they sneak another one in and really make something happen?
Yeah, picked up by Henderson. Sorry, Digger.
Snap round the corner to the goal square. One out. It's going to bounce through. Oh, my goodness. Are we making something out of nothing here, Echuca? The snap round the corner there was magnificent. I think that was little man Nicky Sheldon, was it?
Yes, it was.
It was. You going with it, Dub?
Oh, 100%. I'm going with it. Yes. Sheldon was the goal kicker there.
Now, score.
Yeah,
11-11, 77. Shepparton 15-14-104.
Still plenty of time.
From flatlining to 1 beat per minute.
Ball back in the middle of the ground. There is just a little bit of a murmur of a heartbeat. He's in there now. Lukey Smith's gone in there. Sheldon tried to escape it, and the umpire could have paid holding the footy. The crowd screamed for it.
Yeah.
And they didn't get it there.
Geez, the second half's been very poor, Shep, hasn't it?
Well, so far they're getting done.
moment.
Well, they are in the second half now. McGlynn, the little mighty mouse, he sends him inside 50. Willis runs at the footy really hard there. Or Allen infringed on Harry Boyd. That's got to be holding the footy. He is. Yep. So that's where the second umpire ran in and he told Swerve and Mervyn, I'm sorry, but guess what? You're not in the way.
That's not holding the ball for mine. He's just picked it up. He had it for like literally 1 second.
Swerve and Mervyn has had that play. He's run in. He didn't like it. But the secondary umpire there has rolled in and said, I'm paying it. Dawn off.
Big kick.
Rolls in. He kicks. Right foot on its way. It's hooking. And it misses.
Geez, that
Would have been back to 21 points.
11-12-78. No, it would have been. Yeah, it would have been. To 15-14-104. So out of the back line, Brett, the margin, 26 points. Still 1 beat per minute for Echuca and their supporters that are here. Shepparton have looked 100% for pretty much the entirety. But it's amazing mental game of football it is.
Yep.
It can just swing so quickly. If Echuca happen to kick another one, wow. It'll make things very interesting. Ball tossed in, half forward for the Murray Bombers. Out the back, Smith, big tackle put on him.
Good pressure, Echuca.
And the central umpire rolls in and crosses the arms.
And I reckon Greg Sharp might actually be right. He just checked on that goal kicker there, and we reckon it might have actually been James McNamara.
Well, you were 100%. Very rarely do you get it wrong.
Thanks, Dig.
Okay.
That's a bit of a turnaround from earlier today, isn't it?
I was just choosing wrong or right. I just went with wrong. But
yeah,
anyway,
it's okay.
Boundary throw in again.
Game's alive here. The
26
stoppage.
points. Crank that atmosphere effects mic up there, Adam.
Yep. And Echuca right in this contest yet again, if they're able to kick it a couple more in succession. Gannon runs through. Did he get one over the shoulder? Well done, Hiscock there. Just wheeled the ball forward. Gus Byrne there. He's going to cut it off. He's got company arriving very, very quickly, though. Desperate stuff here from Shep. Now they lifted up a cog.
One
goes out to Stretton. And unbelievable there. Farrell lost it. Now get a little bit of help there. Monahan.
Watch this.
Oh, desperate stuff there. Get some help there. Will and Tom working hard with one another, the two brothers. The sword. He attacks it really hard. And
tell you what, Tommy Monahan, big smother.
Yeah, really big. They were out,
gone.
and it was game over. Simple as that.
Shepparton, and it is ball game. If it's not already, ball tossed in front of the Shep faithful. Both Morris and Holland grab each other. Ball flicking around all sorts of different ways. Smith's there under the pump. They're calling.
That's holding the ball.
It will be paid.
And it should have been.
Shepparton fans are filthy.
Swerving's all over it.
And out the back now, Sheldon has the ball half back for the Murray Bombers. He'll drive a long ball to the wing in front of the grandstand. They'll fly Allen underneath. It takes a really good mark in front of Harry Boyd, and he goes, poor kick. Sky-scraping kick. McGlynn flies high. Ball hits the deck. Dornoff's there. There's a little bit in this game now. Out the back, the Bears are under the pump. Allen gets a second go at it. Another high ball. Willis should have been held. No free kick, I was trying to say. Out the back now, Buckley. Snap round the corner to the goal square. They'll fly Angus Byrne. No, Mitch Brett, safe as a house.
Tim Allen's kicking
big
today.
mark.
It's been bad, hasn't it? Stretton.
Why does it take Echuca this long to realise that, they should have been doing this 2 quarters ago?
I think it's more so Shep. They're just their intensity. Like Nick Allen, Reece O'Sullivan, Nicky Rokar. They've been winning the contest all day long. All of a sudden, they're nowhere to be seen. Working their way to front position there was Kane Morris. Darby Henderson also having a really big last quarter.
So, almost 19 minutes.
Yeah. It's really.
Is that a 6
Nah,
or an 8?
it's 16. 16 gone.
17.
Final term.
Plenty.
Thanks to Shepparton Optical Services. Holland straight down to Davies. Oh, have a look at this. Benny Davies now kicks it up to centre half forward. Hobain Allen's there. He's going to go the big fly. Doesn't. Comes out now. Jordan Butts, the little superstar. Straight to Andronako. Andronako slams it home, and the Bears are officially in the grand final. They put it to bed. If there was any hope whatsoever left for the Echuca Murray Bombers, then Anthony Andronako has just booted it into Harold Street. He gets his second goal of the afternoon and 38th of the season. And really good there, Jordan Butts, yet again.
Yeah, again, he's been really good today. And
steady head.
Yep, Andronako, typical forward, just floating back. That ball was always Jordan Butts, and if that come out, he got it. Andronako was running into an open goal, a nice spot up. So he's been good today, Andronako, goal number 2.
But how good was the stoppage work from
brilliant.
Holland to
And
Davies?
Brett has been very, very good for Shepparton as well in the clinches. Out of the middle now, Holland. Morris is there. Gannon also. Reece O'Sullivan's been superb all day long. Up to half forward to Davies. Denton cuts it off the handball. Made his teammate Monahan work for it. Tenace. Denton, little handballs going here, there and everywhere. Up to the wing. Look at this bloke. As rock solid as they come before. About 5 minutes ago. And then again, Mitch Brett. Fantastic mark.
Has the footy on the far left wing here of Deakin Reserve. He goes high with a kick. Big pack fly there. It was Hobain Allen who fisted it down now to Allen. Andronako front position there. He just fisted it because he couldn't mark. High percentage play. Well done, young son. Now it's picked off by Gannon. Gannon to McKenna. Now long up towards the half forward flank. Now Buckley's got it. He wants to play on. Well, turned his back there, Ash. He probably could have stopped back onto the mark there, but instead he goes to fill the hole. And front position there, Dornoff marked directly in front, 35 metres out.
There's a
we'll get to it in a moment.
Player.
But Dornoff
stretches coming out.
22, 32 points.
I think it might be a leg, some sort of leg problem.
It does not look good down there.
What Kyabram wouldn't mind Echuca getting over the line here because they'll be knackered.
Might be one of the Monaghan boys, isn't it? Might be Tommy Monaghan.
Maybe Farrell. Not sure. Anyway, the stretcher comes straight out.
So the game stops for the moment, right on 19 minutes and 25 seconds. So the clock will keep ticking, but we'll know there'll be plenty of this quarter will go a little bit longer as we've got the stretcher on the ground and the halfback flank on the Harold Street side of the ground. We wait to find out who the player is. With Dornoff lining up for goal, 25 metres out almost directly in front to reduce the margin back to 26 points if he does kick it. So both teams are in their huddles. But look, at least they've had a little glimmer, Echuca, and they've fought back in some capacity, Kyle, which you'd be pleased with. But they've left it all a little too late.
Yeah.
Well, at this stage, they've won the second half, and at least they have come out after half-time and tried. Let's not forget that this game got out to a game-high of 57 points
Correct.
to Shepparton, and
Correct.
it looked like it was going to be just an absolute obliteration.
Well,
so you've got to give Echuca a bit of credit.
15 goal at one stage, and I said 10. And so credit to the Murray Bombers for turning that around. And
I reckon it might.
Certainly was looking very much that way, so I don't blame you, boys. But they've showed a little bit of spirit.
I haven't seen a number 2 in that huddle.
Yeah, Farrell, I think it might be.
I reckon it is.
If he, well, you can have a look. If he's got longer hair, it is.
Yeah, it is. It's got the definite longer hair on the stretcher.
Well, you may very well be right there. It might be young Amos Farrell.
Runners will be all over it.
so Dornoff's had plenty of time to think about this kick. And if there's any chance of kicking 5 goals in 5 minutes, he has to slot this one.
Yeah, boys, it is Amos Farrell coming off.
And it looks as though also, well, that'll be it, like in terms of any rotations whatsoever, is that is 3 down for the count.
There must be a serious injury because have a look how slowly they're walking him off. So it's some sort
leg
of
injury.
Yeah, not good at all.
Yeah, leg or an ankle.
So we'll get some more news coming out of the Echuca rooms post-game with our man Matt Brannigan, who'll be all over both rooms post-game. Injury reports as we look forward to the grand final next Sunday. We'll have all 3 games for you on the Sunday, as well as the 3 grand finals in the Goulburn District League as well on the Saturday. So 6 grand finals coming your way on 1FM. The number 1 and true station of calling a football week in and week out. And Matty Dornoff will line it up. This is where it's at.
It is Dornoff here.
Just waiting.
Peg the margin back.
We'll see what he does with it, but he's had plenty of time to think about it, the poor fella, and he goes back and slots it. So that 1 beat a minute, it's still there, but it's it's going to be an absolute miracle from here. 12-12-84, and Dornoff's first of the afternoon to Shepparton, 16-14, 110. So a good fight back, 26 points. And as Statsy said, it was out to 57 at one stage in that second quarter and looking extremely ugly. We've gone 22 minutes, but remember, this quarter will go, you would think, past 30 minutes for sure, with that long stretchering off of Amos Farrell, because he was right over in the other corner of the ground. Out of the middle, Rokar gets it up to half forward. 1-on-1 there, Smith v Monaghan. Out the back, Denton waiting for the ball to pick up. Can't quite do it. Over the line and out of bounds. Boundary throw in. Healthy crowd in here at Deakin Reserve, which is great to see.
Yeah, look, I'm sure the league would have been impressed with the gate number today. It'll be interesting to see. The far side of the ground not overly full, but look, there's a few here today, which is good to see, and sort of bigger than some prelims that we've seen. Stretton around the body. Nick Allen cleverly. Deft little touchdown to Rokar. Did he get one on the back? In the back, umpire said no. So contested ball there, can't be won. Well, Darby Henderson, who now slowly back to his feet, gives the ball back to the umpire. We have another ball up. 23 gone, but really it's only 20 minutes, so probably about 10 minutes left in the game here. Echuca kicking the last goal with Dawn off there. That's over the shoulder.
Echuca to Gannon.
Yep.
Half back. Looks for Allen. Has to be a good kick. It is. And Allen on a long, long lead. Good to see him presenting. Now, his last two efforts in terms of kicking were skyscrapers. Let's see what happens here. It's another high ball. Up to half forward. Willis will fly. Goes to Harry Boyd. Ball hits the deck. Angus Burns there. His cock as well. Kick off the ground by Willis. And a hold against the Echuca player. It'll be a Shepparton free kick.
Okay, 5 minutes left in the game, boys. Thank you, Greg Sharp.
So halving your 10.
Yes, exactly right. It might have been a bit longer than that with the goals that have been kicked. But anyway, Teddy Linden has it at full back.
It's amazing how time flies, Dub.
It certainly does, doesn't it?
We're only a week away from a grand final. It felt like yesterday was Good Friday and we were calling footy.
Yeah, true that. As big fly there from Allen, but around the front there, Morris takes a really good mark now. Buckley turns the afterburners on. He starts it right. It stays there. He's had a dirty day, the champion, Simon Buckley, when it comes to goal kicking. He's tried really hard, but three really gettable ones for him that you'd pencil him in for most times. Just not happening for him this afternoon, Dig.
Absolutely not. That one needed to go through if there were any sneaky chance at all. So now Allen has it. And if
It's too easy coming out.
the Bears can just hold it up now, Stevenson half back. Milk the clock is what they're going to do. The kick to Linden is good. And that's what they're doing, the old Essendon kick to kick. They kicked it off a few years back now. Rokar just milking the clock. Right, nearly almost at full back. Rokar, long ball out of the wing, looking, but Dornoff takes front position. Roving Stretton, handball over the top. O'Sullivan, further back to O'Sullivan, then back to Stevenson again. So they've worked it up to the wing. Lockie Ash has it now.
So Ash, went to play on there. The player ran straight over the mark, and that should have been a 50-metre penalty there against Dornoff. He wanted it, and he was right in wanting it. Out to Allen. He'll be coming up to dispose of number 33 for mine, with thanks to AJ's Motorcycles. Out wide, Zav Stevenson over the top. And looks like Lockie Ash again, who's worked to the footy to take an uncontested mark there. Goes back, so they continue to want to ice the game here to the Shep Footy Club. And there's absolutely
deserved it.
No doubt whatsoever. They were clearly the better side on the day. One of those dirty days for the Echuca Murray Bombers. But the two best sides left, are the two sides that are going to play it out in the grand final. They finished 1 and 2. The Shep Footy Club have had to do it the hard way. But they're going to get what they've so desperately wanted for 12 months. And that's another shot at Kai in a grand final, Digger.
His cock out to Stevenson, out of back pocket, and they are almost milking the clock now. Linden and Stretton go at it, and they get it. The chip kick will work out okay to Mitchy Brett. He's not going to hold it up. He just only knows one way, and that's to play on. And he goes to Harry Boyd, half back in front of the grandstand here. Score check 12-13, 85 Echuca. Shepparton 16-14, 110. 25 points will be enough. Now Davies goes back with a kick.
They haven't moved.
And back to Teddy Linden, but Echuca just have to man every single player up. Now I still see plenty just floating around. And Linden, poor kick, turnover to Sheldon. And he decides to play on. Up to centre half forward. They'll fly. A good mark to Ben McGlynn. And he has to run back to his spot, turn around and not muck around and go bang. We'll get Sharpie in a moment. Probably less than 3.
Hasn't kicked a goal today, Ben.
No, hasn't hit the scoreboard at all. So Benny McGlynn goes back and
has missed.
Goodness me.
That is unbelievable.
12-14. It's not going to matter anyway. 86 to Shepparton, 16-14, 110. 26 points.
I do believe he kicked 2 behinds, Ben McGlynn.
No, I mean in terms of goals.
Yeah, 0.
And that's a poor effort there as well.
It is. I mean, we spoke about it half-time, and just not good enough, unfortunately, for the little Mighty Mouse. Mark there.
It's an even 4 goals, listeners.
By Holland. It is. Right foot kick up the line. Good fist came there from young Monaghan.
Tommy.
In front of Hobane Allen. It is the Tom model, Digger. And in front of the grandstand here.
Minute to go.
Not long left now.
1 min.
And you'll see the celebrations from the Shep Bears as they start to realise the week ahead of them. Well done, Darby Henderson, up to Dan Willis, worked his way to the front of Teddy Linden, who was desperate in his efforts to spoil. He did eventually. Comes back down to Rokar, who just sort of like volleyballed it forward back to Holland, picked up by Hobain Allen over the top. Good handball there. It was cut off, though, really well by Morris, intended for Stretton. It missed him now. Henderson again. What a massive last quarter he's had. Kicks it up to the half-forward flank. He's been one of the very few shining lights of the Echuca Murray Bombers today. Look at him go again. Desperate. He goes to put his head over the footy, but sticking his foot into the turf there and soccering it away. And that siren sounds the end of the Echuca Murray Bombers 2018 campaign, and maybe, just maybe, only the beginning for the Shep Footy Club, as they realise now the moment has come where they will get another crack at the Kyabram Bombers. They played them in the first qualifying final and come oh so close up at the home of the Echuca Murray Bombers at Victoria Park. It was the one that got away. Kai, they've had the week off. They've had time to rest. They know how to get the job done. They've won 62 games straight. Could the unthinkable happen here on Deakin Reserve next week? Well, you got to tune in to 1FM live and local on 103.9 Seymour FM and fm985.com.au, or even better than anything, we are all about supporting local football. Grab your family, get to the game. The league will really have lots happening here at Deakin Reserve next week. Support country football and come and enjoy what will be a real festive feel. The weather looks like it's going to be sensational next Sunday. Bring your radio and enjoy what promises to be now a cracker. They've booked their spot. It'll be Shepparton v Kyabram in the big dance.
Nick, through to another grand final, mate. What's going through you right now?
So they came at us pretty hard there at the end there, but we knew we had to start well today, which is a big thing. They started well against Kai last week, so we knew we had to start well today, and in the end that probably helped us in the end. That sort of come at us a bit, and we did well to hold the footy up a bit, but a few little turnovers probably cost us a little bit, but we were right.
What about that first half, I suppose, mate? It was all very impressive football, very free-flowing and high-scoring. What clicked for you?
I just run, I think, just back ourselves in. I think at Mansfield last week, the ground was a little bit different. You got to play any ground, I get that, but sort of open up a bit here, and blokes are willing to run and create some space and use little short ones up and, use our skills pretty much,
Didn't feel like there were any passengers today. It's obviously the sides, really peaking at the right time of year. What's it like to be part of this sort of team?
Oh, yeah, it's awesome, mate. I've been here for a long time, but this group here just... you got a bit of ticker about them, and they're good young kids, and they actually want to stay in the footy club, which is awesome. They don't want to go chase money when they could get big dollars. They come here and work hard, and as you can see, like a Rokar and Brett's and Do-Goods, we know heaps more, but they give every week. You know what you're going to get every single week when you play, so we're very lucky. Yeah.
Awesome, mate. Well, congratulations, and you've got a big game next week. Best of luck.
Yeah, thank you. Cheers. Good on you.
Statsman, your thoughts? Just give us your best on ground. We've just got the 2 minutes before we head off to the news.
I'll make that simple. Nick Allen was best for mine, and I gave Nick Rokar second best, and Teddy Linden on Tim Allen. I gave him one vote.
Yep.
Can you have that, Kyle?
Yeah, I can. I think Linden's game was very good today as a key defender, absolutely.
Digger, best two players from Shep for you today?
O'Sullivan and Allen. Probably Allen first and then O'Sullivan.
And Rokar's got to be in there.
The one thing, and you said it at half-time, is that every single player for Shepparton contributed in some way, and I think I could pluck out 5 or 6 players for Echuca that didn't, and ultimately that was the difference in the contest.
I've got the young man with me. How are you, mate? What does that feel like for you?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Obviously, good to get the win. Bit worrying at the end there, but we pulled through pretty well, so can't complain, mate. Another grand final, which is always good, so... it should be exciting. So,
what was that last quarter like, mate? They definitely lifted their intensity in sort of the end of that third quarter, start of the last. What was sort of going through your mind, I suppose?
Yeah, you kind of knew that they're a pretty good team, so they're always going to fight back pretty hard. It was just we just had to make sure that our pressure was up, and it's a big thing that what we've done for the whole season now. And we knew that if we can keep our pressure nice and tight, they'll turnovers and things like that will come, and that's where our goals will come as well. They came back well, but I thought we done pretty well to hold it off. We played some pretty good footy as well, to be honest.
They were starting to build up your forward line as a bit like Richmond, mate. You've got one big bloke down there and 5 really mobile blokes who get the pressure on. Well, what is the main things you sort of stressing during the week in training that the forwards just have to be doing at all times?
Oh, it's always, being such a small and mobile forward line that, our run is pretty dangerous. You've got one, maybe sometimes two big forwards, and then the rest of us, we rely on getting to the crumbs and using our pace to really overrun their back line. We've done that for this whole season now, so we've got pretty good chemistry. It's good. It's good. It's different. So.
And you've obviously earned the chance to have another crack at Kai, which is what you've been working towards all season, I suppose. How much is that desire within you guys burning to have another crack at them and end that streak and get a premiership as well?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like the last few weeks, we've had a couple of chances at them. Obviously, a couple of weeks back, we're up in the last quarter. So, I don't think there's nothing to. We shouldn't be worrying about them. We just kind of got to stick to our brand of football, and we know that our brand of football is good enough to beat them, which is a massive confidence that we can take out of that last game. They've obviously been the benchmark for a while, but we've got nothing to lose coming into it. So we're going all right. So.
Absolutely, mate. We were just chatting with Nick Allen about it, but it seems like a great club to be a part of at the moment. No passengers within the side, but also good people around the club, and 2 grand finals in a row now. So it's sort of it's a great place to be, isn't it, Shep?
Yeah. No, it's a great club. Obviously, been here for a few years now, and probably the best part about it is all the old folks that have been around the club for so long. For example, like Matty Carafa as a water boy. Then you got all the old blokes that have played and are here every single week, and everyone knows your name here, and they all just get around you, come and see you, see how you're travelling. It's one of the best feelings, and it's great to have. It's great to be a part of such a big club and a successful club. So it's great.
Awesome, mate. Well, congratulations. Get to recovery. You got a big game next week, don't you?
Yeah, that's it. So we'll be all right. So head down to the pool tonight, and
Awesome, mate. Well, thank you very much for joining us.